Hello, 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 everyone. Avid, what do you say we start just saying hi to everyone that comes in?
Let's go for it.
Okay. There's Snoop Berry's Fishing Adventure. Oh, let's see. You and Snoop had a nice conversation there.
Oh, yeah, we had a long conversation.
There's LG Bass in the house. Hello, Tom. I got to meet him at CatCon. He's a very, very, very nice guy. Maurice Kaysen. He's in the house. He says he's going to be late, going to be back in about 20 minutes.
Hurry
Jason
back.
Lamb.
Hurry back, Maurice.
Jason Lamb's in the house, and Mike Sampy. Sampson, but I call him Sampy. Hello, good evening. Thanks for joining us. And then there's Heron Eats Rats Fishing.
Jeff Beal.
Yep, Jeff Beal. He had his he was doing a live today on his carburetors.
Yes.
Or carburetor.
I watched.
I went in and said hi before I took off for my boat launch that didn't happen.
Okay.
There's Big Wrench Catfishing. Hello, Big Wrench. Was also at CatCon.
Robin, I think your boat didn't start because you were on the wrong show to debut it.
I wasn't debuting it. I was just trying to fish from it, but I casted a line out from the dock.
No, I'm just giving you grief.
Yeah. Big Wrench, thank you for sharing out today's guest, which is Ed Evans, as everyone can see. And of course, we welcome Ed with open arms.
Thank you.
Alan Dietmeyer is in the house, says hello. And then there's Team Snag and Whiskers, Dustin. It says, good evening, Avid, Robin. What's up, Ed?
How's it going, Dustin?
Everybody, moderators, can you also add Robin C's as a link to be dropped along as Ed?
Lance McCoo guy's in the house. He was out for Burbot last night. Says, good evening, everyone. Carolina Real Screamers are in the house. Jamie and Rebecca.
They're an awesome couple. I'd like to get them back up here again.
Tidal Weight Sinkers. Hi, Brad. He was also at CatCon. I got to meet him. He also brought me a box of weights that I kind of just said.
Did you?
What's that?
You didn't drop them on your toe, did you?
No, I kick bricks with my toe apparently quite well. That's another story. But Brad was nice enough, and then I wasn't the only one he did it to, because all of a sudden, coming around a corner, someone was huffing and puffing with the dolly that had, I don't know, about 16 orders on it of all weights and sinkers. So that was a heavy load that person was pushing in from the parking lot. But it was very nice meeting everyone at CatCon. But Brad doing the extra bit of bringing in supplies was really nice, because then I didn't have to pay shipping. And as you know, sinkers and weights weigh a lot.
Yes, they do.
Ed, Snoop says, it's Cooper and I say hi.
Hi, Cooper. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, Cooper. Laughing Catfishing's in the house. I also got to meet him. Thomas and Riri and JBT were at CatCon. And thank you, Riri and Thomas. JBT also dropped me off some boilies, his homemade version.
There you go.
Butterflies and Sunshine, the lady who makes everyone smile with her name.
There
Says,
you
good
go.
evening, Avid, Robin, and Ed, and everyone in chat.
Hello, Butterflies and Sunshine. How are you doing this evening?
Don R's in the house. Uncle Don's going to go down to a 1v1 with me. We have it planned for June. So we'll see if he still is my uncle after that. He may disown me.
You may not like getting spanked by him.
Hillbilly Moonshiners is in the house. Hello and welcome. I'm trying to get caught up here. There's a lot of people that came in today. There's already 33. Dave
Awesome.
Garcher's in the house. Says evening, everyone.
LG Bass came in.
Yep, he
Hey,
was
Tom,
one of the
how's it
first
going,
ones.
We have River Rats.
Misplaced Country Girl says good evening. She's a newcomer
There you
Her
to-
go.
name is Denise.
the community. Her name is Denise.
Very
She
nice.
was Martin's chauffeur, basically. She's the one that got him from the airport to the hotel. Came to CatCon with him, made sure he had everything he needed, and then I picked him up, my husband and I, and we took him to J Dog's compound. So that was a nice 2-hour drive to get to J Dog's house, hour and a half. But we did stop for Mexican on the way, so that was a lot of fun. Had a good dinner with it was J Dog, Tara, Mason, Sandy, and Van. And Sandy and Van is who I bought the boat from. So that was really cool. And Sharina is in the house. Hi, Riri.
Hi, Sharina.
Jamie, be nice to Rebecca. She's doing all the work for the weights and everything.
If I missed anybody, I'm still going down the chat. So give me a second to catch up here. There's River Rat 3030. What's going on, guys? He just recently had surgery. He's doing well. So that is good to hear. Keep recovering and get out there fishing soon.
Yeah, I know. I feel for you, bud.
Uncle Lou said, hit those thumbs up. Welcome in, Uncle Lou. Always good to see Uncle Lou. Big Wrench is in the house. Says Robin, so sorry I was not subbed. I am now. So thank you, Big Wrench.
Yeah, we miss Robin when she's not up here.
Chucky is in the house. Chucky is also another nice guy. I got to meet him at CatCon as well.
That's good.
And all these lucky people got to meet my horse that I call a dog.
Your horse or the mule?
Puck Williams laughed at J Dog's compound. He says, I always knew he was a cult leader. He is definitely a leader in the angler community. He has taken out so many, including now he's international because he had Martin on his boat. Martin got to fish 2 days and 1 night with J Dog. Misplaced Girl, Country Girl, no, I did not get the boat started. I ended up killing the battery. So the boat is literally in a garage and the charger's on. And I did talk to Van. And I've got I'm going to go to the shop tomorrow and I'm going to be working on the motor. Yes, me. Not my husband, me.
Nice.
So
Alan Dittmeyer says we didn't get to meet you at CatCon. Maybe next year.
Alan, that would be great.
And Ed, Snoop wants to know: did you get your new boat yet?
No. I
You're going to
have,
have 4?
I have 2 of them that I'm looking at right now. They're both Sea Arcs.
Nice.
They're the 2472s. One's got a cabin, the other one doesn't. The one that doesn't has pods on the back, and it also has a tunnel. So we'll see. I
Both sound like nice
somebody to
boats.
work with me. The one is in
Yep.
Texas, so that would be a 22-hour drive from here.
Wow.
I don't mind driving, you know what I mean? So
It ain't the drive. Hey, Alan Dittmeyer, welcome in, bud.
205 Wild Action says evening to all. And I think I'm getting down to the end. I think
you're caught up, Robin.
So,
I might be.
Nice.
Ed, how long has it been since you were first originally on the show?
Your show's the very first one, Abbott. So whenever that was.
That was, I think, a year or two ago. Or a year.
Laughing Cat has a question for you, Ed. Does it come with a trailer?
Yes.
I think it's been close to over a year. I think.
So, what got you into fishing in your general life?
Myself?
Yes, you.
Well, when I was young, we lived in Yardley. I had the Delaware Canal behind me. I had the Delaware River to the right of me. And in front of us, we had there was a pond up there. And then there was a creek that ran down along the side. So we had water all the way around us. And Mom knew when we got home from school, we were changing our clothes and we would be out on some part of the water somewhere. My dad died at an early age for me. I was 9 years old. So Mom was a single mom for a while and bringing up two boys. So we were more than she could handle half the time. Because we were always in the water. We always came home muddy, soaking wet, you know. And there's one story that sticks out the most. My brother and I, we found cocoons in a tree. And we brought them home and set them on the television set. And my mom had the TV going all day. She's watching TV. We all go to bed at night. When we woke up in the morning, millions and millions of praying mantises all over the house.
Oh my gosh.
Little baby ones. So my mom had
hard
to
it
call. At the time, Lee Carroll was the chief of police in Yardley. She called Lee Carroll, who's a friend of ours. And when he walked in, he laughed. He thought it was funny. And she says, what do I do? I can't kill him. It's illegal. It's $500 for each one of these. And we got millions of them in the house. He says, Mary, what I would do, and it's just my thought, get the vacuum out. That's all you can do. So she spent days upon days trying to get all those praying mantises out of the house. But that's what you get for having two boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, she's the best insect killers in the house. The
Avid.
praying mantises eat every insect they can get a hold of.
Avid. My secretary just did some work for me. And it's 7 months ago I was on your show.
Oh, wow.
So, who's the secretary?
My special guest. Would you like to meet her?
I certainly would.
Sure.
Everybody in chat knows of Butterflies and Sunshine, but they can't
Right.
put a face to the name. So I'm going to
Right.
introduce her to you right now. Butterflies, come on over. Here's Miss Butterflies and Sunshine. Would you like some pillows to sit on?
Oh my gosh. Hi, Miss Butterflies and Sunshine.
Would you like another one?
Butterflies.
Somebody's
You're
a
giving
wise guy.
I'm telling you, he's building you a booster seat right there on
There
the
you go.
camera.
Exactly.
Welcome.
Nice to see everybody. Like I said, I'm always in your chats, but I see most of you guys on your channels and everybody else's channels. But Ed said, well, nobody knows what can't put a face to your name. So I said, well, okay, we'll do that. So here I am, Butterflies and Sunshine.
You got
Nice to
country
see
girl-
you.
You got country
You,
girl
along with
saying hi,
everybody
you
in
got-
chat, this is the first time you got to meet her. There you go.
You got country girl saying hi. You got Serena. Oh, wow. Hey, beautiful.
Well, thank
Thomas
you.
saying she needs a booster seat. Law.
Yeah.
Everybody's
James-
saying hi to you, Butterflies.
Team Snag and
Hi,
Whiskers.
everybody.
Dustin says, okay, now the show can start. Butterflies is here.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Joy Stewart just joined us. Says, hey, Avid, and then you all.
Not today. Hashtag not today, Joy.
Not
for
today.
That's for Scott.
Yep.
So, butterflies. What got you into YouTube? That was no question. That was just finger pointing.
She didn't even want to do this.
Well,
I think they have to. Everybody knows your name. You're in
Yeah.
everybody's chat. They would like to know what you look like.
and
Hey,
see you and meet you and get to know you more.
butterflies,
Exactly.
just talk to us like we're having a conversation. Don't worry about anybody in chat. If
Cooper
we
says
have a
hello.
question, we'll ask it.
Hi, Cooper. I've seen your pictures. I printed some out for Ed.
Ooh.
Real time catfishing says, "Hey everyone that can fish, worth the lick, and avid."
There you go.
Avid. Oh man, Mr. Parker.
Parker, hey, Parker's barking up a wrong tree. I catch bigger fish than he'll ever think of.
But you know what? It was so nice meeting him.
Yep.
It was very nice, him and Dana.
Hello, Ronnie. Welcome in, bud. Hi,
Nice
Dunner,
cool.
which is a channel member. Joe Ziegler, welcome in. So,
I have a quick question for butterflies.
all right.
What made you decide tonight to do your debut with Ed on Avid Show?
Well, he had asked me last week, and I said I had to think about it because I didn't know. And then I did come up during the show, but last week there was a lot of activity, and I said, not tonight, not tonight. So I sat in the corner.
I told you
And
she was shy.
I answered his chat for him.
That was very nice. Joy Stewart is now a new member to the channel.
Awesome.
Thank you, Joy.
Mono foot catch, which is a Missouri State Bigfoot, is how he's known over in Missouri.
Who's
He's a
that?
mono cat. Huh?
Who is that?
Mono cats? Mono foot? That's a Missouri River Bigfoot.
Oh, did not know that one.
Oh, I do a lot of research on my Bigfoots.
There was a comment a little while back that I'd like to go to. It was Uncle Lou said, "Avid thinking, scary." Not word for word, but I did see that in there, and I thought that was pretty funny, Uncle Lou.
That was funny. So, would you catch more flatheads than you do blues, right?
Oh yeah. We don't even have blues in Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
They're just reintroducing them.
But that's on the lower end of the Delaware, I understand, and Susquehanna, the Chesapeake Bay system, they're putting them in there. But the Schuylkill River, in which I fish, is a very narrow river, and it's shallow in most places, very shallow. Where I fish, I'm lucky on a good day if I could find a 20-foot hole. That would be very lucky. Most bridges, I could probably walk across the river because it's so shallow.
Now, are they always that shallow, or is it just because of lack of rain, or?
It's a non-tidal river, so it flows one way and one way only. And the only time you get water level is if it rains or after a big snowstorm, something like that. But otherwise, it's shallow for the most part.
There's a few more people that came in. Scott joined us. Scott Stewart. Laughing Cat wants to know how shallow it is. Thank you, Chris Everett. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Chris Everett, thank you for sharing that. James Bailey came in, and now we're going to go back to the question of how shallow is it?
Well, to put it in perspective, the dock itself, which we launch from, is 2 feet deep. So you're launching with no motor in the water.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get past it in order to get into like 3 foot, 4 foot water where you can actually put the motor down a little bit to get away. Most of the river that I'm fishing is between 6 and 8 feet deep. And where I fish, mostly is against the bank at nighttime. I'm fishing in 6 feet of water, anchored up, and I cast into 2 and 3 feet of water. And that's where my fish come from. And because I only fish at nighttime, I don't fish during the day because there's a lot of boat traffic. And with shallow water like that, those fish are not going to come out of their hiding spots. It's too much noise for them. So at nighttime, when things calm down, you have all the jet skiers off the water, all the wakeboarders, all the skiers, all the people pulling tubes around. Then it starts to quiet down, and then the fish start to come out of their holes, and they're roamers. They'll come to you. I set up on a spot. I'm there all night long. From 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., I'm in one spot, and I just wait for the fish to come to me. A lot of people don't understand that, but it's not like blue cats, that's for sure.
Well, and you've produced in many, many, many of tournaments where it's shown that you can catch the big ones.
Yeah, there's bigger ones than what I caught, that's for sure. My biggest there is 46 pounds. The biggest on my boat's 52. But I didn't catch it, so I can't claim it.
That one that you have held up by the lower jaw, that's you're holding like this,
Right.
and you don't even have it all the way hanging up. It's still hanging on your feet.
Right. That was
How big
probably
is that one?
that was only like a 38 pounder.
That's 38.
Yeah.
I have a short stubby one that's laying on the bed of my pickup. The one I showed you that was 35.
Yeah, they're like 42 inches long. The 46
Ronnie,
pounder I got was like 48 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, they're for some reason they're long, and they have a real big head on them, but their body is, when they spawn, their body's big, but after the spawn, they lose that. It's like they're long and narrow, other than their head being real big.
Right.
Yeah, but one thing Epic has taught me, or reminded me, in some bodies of water, catfish can be long and slinky and fat and be heavy. In other bodies of water, they can be short and stubby and heavy.
Right.
That's one thing Epic has always reminded me about the blues and flatheads. Depending on the body of water, like the fast current of the Mississippi, the blues and flatheads are long, skinny, and heavy. Other rivers that are slower, like the Ohio and the Kaskaskia and the Illinois, they're going to be shorter, fatter, and chunkier, which provide the weight.
Right.
And that sticks to my mind every time I go fishing.
Now, Laughing Cat Thomas said that he doesn't have the same amount of boat traffic that your river has, but he has a lot of the nets and trot lines. Do you also have commercial people coming in there and fishing near you?
In Pennsylvania, you can't use trot lines or land lines or anything like that. So we
I
don't have to worry about that.
really like that law. And that's
Pennsylvania has
catfish.
some weird laws.
But you know what? It's saving the fish. I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of the fish are getting depleted out of the big river systems by pay lakes and the commercial.
True.
Yeah, but it's just people that's fishing from boats and banks that are suffering that law.
Right.
The
Well,
commercial
in Pennsylvania,
fishermen
they're
don't-
allowed to use bow and arrow and shoot them.
the commercial fishermen and the bow fishermen don't have to follow those laws. That's the bad part, because they won't listen to it. Hello, Palmetto Cats. Welcome in.
Hey, Kevin.
How's it going, Kevin?
So what was Kevin like when you met him?
That's for Robin.
Kevin is a really fun guy. He is a jokester behind the scene, likes to laugh, loves to take pictures. Unfortunately, he did lose some of his footage, which I'm sure was heartbreaking. But he was really down to earth, and his wife is so sweet. It was actually kind of funny because when they were doing the Golden Whisker Awards, we were in the front row. I wanted to see, how it was run, how he did it, just because I'm a geek like that. But my dog, Dalton, just stared at his wife nonstop. It was like I couldn't get the dog's attention because he was so busy staring at her. And we kind of made eye contact and laughed over it because it was literally like the dog was drooling over his wife. And I was like, Kevin, you better watch out. But he's sweet to her. She's sweet to him. And it was just nice to see him win the award that Danimals created for him. I think he deserved it. Me being new to the fishing community, saw what he was like. Saw how much time and effort he puts into new people, just his friends, new subs. He didn't know me from Adam. And I was treated just like everyone else. Joe Ziegler says he needs a wrench, Avid, but it was one of the best guys to meet. One of the nicest.
If Chana quit moving or running by me, I can grab him.
And it's funny because Kevin says, you guys are making me blush. I came in here to hear about Ed Evans. You're right. We'll go back to Ed Evans, but I wanted everyone to know what a cool guy you were just to meet with friends.
Palmetto, I asked her the question, what she thought of you, and she answered the question.
Long-winded, but it's the answer.
I threw you in the hot seat.
So back to Ed. What is your favorite pole to use?
I use all Hellcats.
And what about reels?
The reels are the Shimano Takota 600s. You can't find them anymore. And they were very expensive at the time they were selling. You're looking at a reel that's $258 a piece.
Uh-huh.
That's steep.
Yeah. But if I can find more, I'll buy them. I haven't had one apart yet. And I had them over 20 years.
Have you
Nice.
I don't grease them. I don't oil them. I don't do anything to them.
Have you ever went to yard sales or flea markets to look for them?
I go on Marketplace all the time. I don't know if you're familiar with Marketplace. It's on YouTube, Facebook. And I go through there because that's across the country. So
right.
Anybody that's selling stuff, it's in there. And that's where the boats are that I'm looking at right now. But yeah, those reels are very hard to find. And if you find them, let me know. I will buy them.
I go to a lot of yard sales and flea markets, and I find old reels that are still working at those places, and they're selling them for like $1.50 a piece, if not cheaper. And when I find reels that are in that good a condition that they're just trying to sell dirt cheap, I buy them up. Then I come home. You can
always get rid of them, that's for sure.
Say what?
You can always get rid of them.
I know. But
and you can make money on them if you're getting them for $1.50.
Oh, I know. A lot of them are antiques, and my antiques, I give them to people I know in the community that will cherish them and hold on to them.
Yeah, I know. I just want an antique Abu Garcia reel, and I'm so looking forward to using that because I've heard such good things. And unfortunately, I didn't get to use it today, but it's not over yet. Who in the fishing community, if you could pick one person to fish with, who would you want to fish with?
Me, myself?
Yep.
It'd probably be Spencer from River Certified.
I knew that question was answered already.
He is big in the flatheads, and he's a man after my own heart. They're the hardest fish of all the catfish chain to catch.
Right.
But when you get one, a big one, it's well worth it. You got to put the time in. You're not putting the time in, you're not catching flatheads.
Oh, that's why I fished the Kaskaskia Kaskaskia River because that's flathead breeding grounds there.
There you go.
What
And
would
I'm
you
always chasing flatheads with the catfish candy they like. So
Maurice Kaysen is back. Welcome back, Maurice. What would you say would be the difference that you found fishing for the channels, the flatheads, and the blues? What is the biggest difference that you find?
I don't fish for channels at all. I'll fish for bullheads if I could find a nice place to catch a bunch because I love them for bait. But as far as the channels go, I don't even bother fishing for them. The blues, it was something that I fished a couple of years ago, like about 5 years ago. I was fishing on the Potomac River a lot and did really well down there. My biggest is 52 pounds.
Very nice.
But out of the two fish, the blues and the flatheads,
right,
the flatheads are harder to catch.
I know.
A lot harder.
I fish a Kaskaskia so much I catch more blues than I do flatheads.
So what do you do different to catch the flatheads versus the blues?
I'm sitting in one spot all night
The one
long.
spot?
Yep. Where when you're fishing down like on the James, when we fished the River Wars, we were moving from spot to spot because we're fishing during the day. So you're fishing for active fish only.
Right.
With the flatheads, they're active at night. They're coming out.
Exactly.
They're not coming out during the day. You can catch them during the day, but you're basically dropping the bait right on top of them because they're not running around.
Other night, I got one rod that's only 4 feet from shore. I got one 20 feet from shore, and I got one 40 feet from shore. Laura the Explorer says, I caught my first itty bitty flatty kitty last season.
Congratulations.
Yes, congrats.
I like how she said that. Her first itty bitty.
Brad says 20-pound channels fight better than any 30-pound flathead.
I would say no.
I wouldn't know because I don't fish for channel cats at all.
Now, is that
right? I don't know.
Is that because it's personal preference, or is that something that you just grew up doing?
No, anybody that watches my show and they know what my motto is, it's go big or go home.
Right.
When I fish, I'm fishing for the biggest fish in that water. I don't want anything else. I just want the biggest fish in that water. That's what I'm looking for.
And it's
not going to be a channel cat, that's for sure.
Right. They just don't get as big.
No.
Thomas, you do the same way I do when I fish a Kaskaskia. I use anywhere from 10 to 14-ounce circle hooks and use big baits for the big flatheads, and I use a lot of live baits for them.
Yeah. All the baits that I use are as big as my hand, lengthwise, and I'm always using a 10-odd hook. I use 50-pound mainline, and I use 80-pound shock leader, which is snug onto my hook. And most of the time, I'm using Sandy Cooper rigs.
Mm-hmm.
Our current is nothing like on the James. The James has current. Well, because the James from Richmond on down, that's tidal water. That's totally different than what I fish. We don't have that up and down tide coming in and out every 4 hours or whatever it is. We don't have that. So I can sit in one spot, drop my baits down, and I'm using actually the smaller of the Demon Dragons during the summertime because the water flow is lower. It's not as fast, and it just gets the bait just off the bottom where I want it. Now, when we get heavy rain and we got a lot of current and a lot of debris coming down the water, down the river, I'm using the bigger Demon Dragons. But that's just how I fish.
That makes sense, because if the little one is enough to get that bait just where you want it, Why
Right.
would you use the bigger?
And a lot of people that I fish with, they fish real long leaders. I don't know why, but they do. They're anywhere from 24 to 30 inches long on their leaders. I'm there. What are you doing that for? You know, as a question, I'm not going to down anybody for using whatever they use. Everybody's got a preference. Everybody's got a technique, and there's no right or wrong. I could go to Walmart and buy a fishing rod off the shelf and catch the same fish that I'm catching now. It's just that I choose to use winches and heavy rods and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right, because in those currents, you want something that's going to turn that fish.
Right.
Pull him out of that current.
Yep.
That's the same way I do it on the Mississippi and Kaskaskia. Because in those heavy currents, you want a rod that's going to help you leverage that fish.
Well, I use the Hellcats because I'm using the medium heavy, and they're a whippy rod. If you ever seen the way that I fish at night, the back of my boat is glowing. All the rods are glowing.
Right.
And when I have a takedown, I'm using the ratchet on my reels. So you'll actually hear it going. Bzzz. Well, everybody says that's Ed Evans. I'm the only one that does that on Jody's show. So they know it's me. With that being said, the part of the river that I'm actually looking for as far as structure goes might be a big laydown or a log jam. Log jams are even better. If you could get into a log jam and just put your bait like 2 feet from that log jam, you're going to entice those fish to come out because that rattling. The fish is trying to move upstream all the time to get the water flow through his gills. Well, I hook him through the adipose vein in the back, not the dorsal fin on the top, the very end one. And I come up on a 45 from the back towards the head of the fish. This way here, the hook cannot get itself back into that fish again. If you just go straight through, that fish can, go down or up, and then that hook can hook itself again. On a 45, he cannot do that. That's going to swing like this. You know what I mean? So, and I like using short leaders. What I mean by short, I'm using anywhere from a foot long, that would be my short, to maybe 20 inches long, max. I don't go any further than that.
Everybody that just came in the chat, I'd like to introduce Butterfly and Sunshines, sitting next to Ed Evans.
Hi, everybody.
And Pam Meva says the biggest one he's caught here was about 12 pounds, which was pretty big. And Laura has a question for you. Do you fish other species or just mainly catfish?
Just catfish. I have a ton of bass fishing gear in my garage. I don't even use it. I keep telling kids to come over. We'll build a tackle box for them if they want to get out and throw plastics or jigs or whatever. I have it. Don't buy it. Come here. We'll make you up a box. You can take it home with you. I'm just not using it anymore. I can make a lot of money selling it because lures now are anywhere from $8 to $13 a piece. And some of the big ones that I have are 26 to 30. So I don't use them. And why let them go to waste? You know what I mean? Get a kid started on fishing. He gets his first fish. Boom, he's hooked.
I know.
And there's a gentleman in the room right now, Cooper Barron. He's 13 years old. He's caught his first flathead fishing with me on my boat during one of Jody's catfish challenges type things. And he was hooked. He was hooked. So you'll see him. He'll be a special guest on my show. So I'll be bringing him back out. There's another gentleman that everybody knows of, but never put a face to the name because they've never met him before. His name's Don Johnson. He will be a special guest on my show as well. Everybody knows he's in everybody's chat room. Yeah.
Now, last time
I got to talk to his wife first, though.
Last time you were on our show, you gave everybody a hint of something that's upcoming on your channel that you're going to start doing.
Yes.
Now,
I've spoken to several people.
would you like to spill the beans on that?
Yeah, I've spoke to several people prior to even thinking about this. A lot of people wanted me to start my own channel, but
Excuse me.
if you look at the channel right now, how it's going, there's a lot of people that are overlapping, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I want it to be clean. But everybody's saying your show is the only one in that time slot. So I'm going to be catering more to the second and third shift people than I would be day work people. You know what I mean? So there was a couple of people that reached out and says, well, if you start your show, you know, after midnight, I'd be able to watch it at work, or when the third shift gets home, I can sit back and relax and watch your show, you know, while I wind down. And me, I was a machinist for over 45 years as a tool and die maker. So I know what it's like to work second and third shift. Second shift, you have no life. You come home from work at 11 o'clock. By the time you get home, it's probably 12, depending on what your drive is. And then you have to sit down, relax, maybe get something to eat, watch a little TV before you wind down, and then off to bed you go. And then you're getting up when it's time to go back to work. You know what I mean? That's what it was for me. So it was like I was work, eating, and sleeping all the time. But I don't have that problem anymore. I'm retired.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a long time coming.
Buck Williams has a statement. So Ed put Butterfly on the spot tonight. So Butterfly, tell us something embarrassing about Ed.
Go ahead. They're putting you on the spot.
I don't want to say anything embarrassing, but
She's too sweet for that.
No, speak your mind.
something that does strike me really odd about this guy, you see how big he is. Of course,
Right.
he looks bigger next to me, but he's big. And he's the pickiest eater I know. He doesn't eat rice because they look like maggots.
I agree with that one.
And
Well, there's a story behind that too. I told you we grew up next to the river and the canal and everything. Well, my cousin came over. I have
Excuse me.
4 cousins, 2 girls and 2 boys. Well, the boys always got together and we went down to the creek into the canals and stuff. Well, our oldest cousin, Lenny, we were on the canal bank and he pushed me into the canal, and I put my hands down, and I was face this close to a dead carp that had all maggots on it. And it just stuck in my mind. And when I look at a bowl of rice, I see them moving. Believe it or not, it's just me, but I can see them moving, and I won't eat them.
Oh, I understand that one completely.
Good night, Cooper.
Good night, Cooper.
Yeah, he's got to get up for school in the morning.
Hey, he was in here I think 20 minutes, 45 minutes before the show started.
What's his name? Snoop.
He was in here 45 minutes before the show started.
Okay.
And me and him started talking, and we just went to town.
Yeah, you did.
I'm glad to see he could finally come in. This is the first live that I've seen him in.
I was
Oh,
glad to have
good.
him in here because that's what I like doing, is reaching new kids, younger generations, get them into it.
How did you meet him to draw him in, Ed?
Oh, that's a story too. Don Johnson, and I'm telling you all about, that everybody knows and never met him. Every time I got off the river, I would go over to this park, which is right on the other side of the river, and they got animals and everything in there. I think they got like wolves and turkeys, and it's like a zoo almost, a little one, petting zoo. Except for the wolves, you're not petting them. So anyway, I would talk to Don Johnson all the time. Well, I stopped over there one time, and here Don Johnson wasn't there. And there was Cooper and his grandfather, Bill. They were sitting there on the side of the bank, and, you know, we were sitting there talking at the table. And his grandfather wanted to pay me to take him out fishing for flatheads.
Aw.
And I said, no, I don't charge kids for any of this. what I do, I get the enjoyment of a little kid getting hooked on fishing instead of sitting behind an Xbox or something at home
Mhm.
and being a computer nerd. That's what I call it. But
Amen
yeah,
to that.
so I told his grandfather, I said, look, this is how it has to go down. I have to meet his mom and dad first prior to taking him out, because you being the grandfather, you have no say as to what your daughter wants to do with her son. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could have good intentions, but mom might not like it. So we kind of had to meet one another first before. And from what I understood, mom was still leery about it. And I don't blame her at all. Not one iota. It was the grandfather and her husband that were chiming in her ear to let him come out with me. And after that first time, we actually fished a tournament, Cooper and myself. And that tournament, there was Cooper's mom, Cooper's dad, his twin sister, his grandmother, his grandfather, his uncle, and Don Johnson and his wife. They all came to the dock in the morning for the weigh-in. Well, Cooper did really good. He had a nice fish, so they all were there to cheer him on and everything. And his mom got to meet me then. But prior to that, it was the grandfather and Cooper's dad. So, and
That's a really cool story.
I thought it was great.
Have you had the opportunity to introduce any other kids?
Yeah, I do
To
it all the time. I
Hey,
do it all the
Devin.
time.
Your arch nemesis is in chat.
Trophy Seekers Outdoors, Daryl just came in.
Daryl,
He's
How you
giving
doing,
you
buddy?
grief already.
I hope you're feeling better. I know he was sick there for a while. That's why
He's
he didn't go to
asking-
CatCon.
He's asking
Right.
who put you on the spot.
Oh, he's going to put me on the spot? Go ahead.
No, he's asking who put you on the spot. He's trying to give you grief.
Yeah, that's okay. Daryl and I,
Well,
we rub shoulders all the time.
I gave him grief last time I seen him on Jody's live chat. I told him if I seen Daryl, I'd walk right by him just to go find Jody. And he goes, "Thanks, Abbott."
The
I have a
beautiful Daryl.
The beautiful. Oh,
beautiful
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He
Is that
likes to
what
be
you call
called
him?
beautiful. Not handsome, beautiful.
That's only
But
when
I
he
do
wears
have-
his Hawaiian shirts.
If you could just match his Hawaiian shirts to shorts that matched, would even be better. I have a question. Have you and Butterflies and Sunshine ever gone out on the boat fishing?
No, Miss Butterfly's not going out on a boat at nighttime.
Hey,
See that
you
picture
put
there?
Daryl in-
Yes.
That's Cooper Barron.
Hold on, let me give you a big screen.
All of a sudden, we got a glare too. I think your computer was glaring off of
There
it.
you go.
That one.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
that's
Cooper.
a nice cat.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's one of many that Cooper caught.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I was saying, if you put Trophy Seekers in matching clothing, he'd be in camo no one had ever seen.
So you won't go out at night, Butterflies and Sunshine. Is there a reason for that?
Well, first of all,
Okay.
nobody asked me. You putting him on the spot.
No, you're not putting me on the spot. Go ahead. You
Second
answer.
of all, I could say something embarrassing, but
Okay. I'm listening.
We're listening. We're all ears.
okay. The reason he doesn't want to take me is in case he has to go to the bathroom, he doesn't want me to smell it.
I can't hang it over the side like I can when I'm by myself. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that
And what
was
is she going to
good.
do when she has to go to the bathroom?
Can we get
Not
someone
gonna
to
be able
post
to go to
that
the bathroom either.
butterflies and sunshine link, please?
So, with that being said, besides the bathroom part, on our river in May, we have the biggest mayfly hatch you ever
yes.
seen in your life. Look at this hair. She'd have a head full of white moths.
They have a thing called mosquito netting that she could put over her hair and not get them in her hair.
You
Welcome
see the
in,
hat
Jason.
Robin
Knows
has on?
addiction.
But we also have mosquitoes that are pretty bad too. So
Excuses. You know what they say
Excuses.
about
Man,
excuses,
she's
right?
counting you off, Ed.
I'll tell
Ed,
you what. For yous, I'm going to take her out for bait during the day. And we'll see if she makes it during the day. For
There
bait.
we go.
There you go.
If she makes it during the day for bait, tramping through the woods and everything, then I'll take her out on the boat at nighttime. We'll give it a shot.
I love the sunshine, so I have no problem going in the day.
Can I get one of my mods to post butterflies and sunshine's link?
She don't have one, do you?
Steve Ransom says, I keep a 3-gallon bucket on the boat for the women to use.
You mean my email?
No, YouTube page.
She don't have a YouTube page.
Yes, she does. If she has a
If she has a name, she has a page. She might not have any content on it.
Well, we know she don't have any content on it because she don't even know she has one.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that would be like my Google email or what?
No, it's actually your name. It may have some numbers after it, like in my case.
I got mods in here that can do it, butterfly.
Okay, hold on.
They'll research it.
They'll just go back on your
Yeah,
name and
it's called. I think it's Funny Cake 536. Oh no, that's that.
No.
Oh my, I don't know.
no, we don't need your email. We're just
Nope.
gonna do the
No, that's your email.
Okay.
channel.
No, you're gonna have a channel with numbers after it.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they'll get it. You'll see it up here when it's posted. We'll put it up on the bottom so you can see it actually.
Why would you want to do that? She has no content. People be
It
looking for
doesn't
nothing.
matter.
It's way we do things.
And she may not have content now, but she may be filming you when you take her out, and she may post it on her channel.
And she better watch it. Don't be filming her when she's falling all over the place and sending it out to people.
Oh, is he telling tales now?
Butterfly is overboard. Not my choice.
If we do
I
fish
know
a
why
boat, I'll put her
butterflies
on the
went
ding
overboard
side.
because he pushed you overboard.
That's too funny.
But
Big
Robin,
Wrench. Yes,
did you
ma'am.
ever get your boat started today?
I did not.
Oh, sorry.
I was tied to the dock. We got some new things that my husband brought back from the store. It did start, it puttered, and then it quit.
Yeah, I was
So
all
I'm thinking-
excited.
Sounded like a carburetor.
Yeah, I'm going to clean the carburetor tomorrow. There's 2 sparks plugs actually in the 2-stroke motor. I did not know that.
Yeah. That's normal.
Jeff Beal just did a maintenance on his motor. Maybe you could get some ideas from that.
Yep.
He just did carburetors today.
Exactly. I saw that right before I was getting ready to load up and go. But I also maybe I'm going to change the fuel line from the gas tank to the motor, although I could see that it was coming because I disconnected it to make sure that the gas was getting to it, and the bulb firmed up.
Okay.
So, those were all positive signs in my eyes, and that's about as far as I know on boats. I've never had a boat motor before, so that was pretty good for me, being as old as I am and not having any small engine awareness. I'm learning as I go. So you're right. I was bummed, but I still had a smile on my face. Why? Because I still threw out lines, even though I was on a dock.
There you go.
I watched you till the end of Stan's show, and then he asked me, and I said, not that I know of that you got it. Actually, I was all excited. I was prematurely celebrating when you said it started, and then I had already typed it in, and then you said, "Oh, it's
Oh,
not."
I was ready because there's another boat that came, and they were two young men, and here I am, an old lady in a boat with a dog, and my husband was up at the car, or bent over the back looking at the engine at this point, and they came up. They were very polite, very nice. They were going over to the hot ponds. Well, the hot ponds aren't accessible unless you go by boat.
Gotcha now.
And it was difficult to find them because there are so many tributaries coming into Lake Erie, and today would have been a perfect day. Lake Erie was almost, it wasn't like glass, but it was really just like a rolling motion. There was no white caps trying to drown me out or anything like the last time. But it was a really nice day. And they were willing to show me the way to get in because they said that Lake Erie, to turn in, when you see the turn in, it's really shallow between the first and second buoy. But if you go to the second buoy to the third buoy, there's actually a deeper channel there that you can get in easier.
Well, that was
And he
nice.
says,
They didn't leave you stranded. That's good.
No. And they were willing to actually show me how to get there. Like, let me follow them. Here they have this big old motor on their boat. They were ready to go fishing, but they were going to putz along with my 9.9 to show me.
Right.
Thank you,
But-
Justin, for posting that link.
And Big Wrench. Thank you, guys.
Yes, Big Wrench also posted it.
I found it too. I'm just late. But thanks
It's on your
everybody
link.
for posting her link.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So now that Butterflies is going to go out on the boat with you, even bait fishing, what do you like fishing for, Butterflies and Sunshine?
Well, I really can't say because I have not gone fishing since
I wonder-
my son was young, and so it's been a few minutes.
A few
So
minutes.
that-
Sounds like she needs a tackle box made up at Evans.
It's not going to be that kind of tackle box.
Ed Evans, Butterflies, are you putting a hint towards Ed Evans?
No, not
Are you
at
giving
all.
him that big hint?
He's very generous, though, I must say. He doesn't need any hint letters.
And letters.
Here needs Rats Fishing says, I'll give you the wrench. All right, you take it easy, Janice, and have a good night.
So you want to know more about my show that I'm going to be starting up?
Yes.
Yeah.
When is it going to be, and what is it you're going to be doing?
I was going to start it in April, believe it or not.
Okay.
It was going to be the first Friday in April, but that came to a halt when we found out that the River Wars, which we're still in, because I'm fishing with the James River boys, and we're
Mhm.
fishing against the Potomac River on April 16th. So that pushed back my starting of my show to where did I put it? April 21st. That will be the first Friday after we get back from the River Wars. And this here is the logo. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Give me a second.
All right.
After Midnight with Ed Evans.
Yeah.
I like
And-
that.
Mr. John Parker made this for me.
That's awesome.
Yes, he does fabulous work. If you've seen some of his work, he usually does a lot of things like this for the whole catfish community, whether it's stickers or just, things to put up. And he made this right off the top of his head within like 15 minutes. and I couldn't be more grateful because I loved it. It came out perfect. But the reason why it's called After Midnight is I fished Pontoon Jody's Flathead Challenge, and I'll fish it as long as she'll allow me to fish it. I'll fish it. Her show usually runs from 9 to 12, I believe it is going to be this year. So when you finish up a show at 12 o'clock midnight, that means all rods have to be put down or we're done fishing. That's it. Then they go around the horn to everybody that fished, and they say a little bit like, "Thank you, Jody, for inviting me. You know, I had a nice time." They might even say why they didn't catch the fish, or Danny Stone will tell you he was in the second best spot, never in the first spot, but he's always in the second best spot. So by the time you get done going around the horn and talking to everybody, it will be after 12 o'clock. So my show is going to pick up right after hers is totally done. Then during Jody's show, of course, we'll have the link up. So if any of the fishermen that are already fishing in Jody's show want to come over and continue to fish, because it will be on a weekend, so we can stay out longer, because her catfish Flathead Challenge used to be on Thursday nights, but she moved it to Friday nights now, which works out for a lot of people. Like Danny Stone, he had to get out of Jody's show for a while because he got a new job, and you know, work comes first. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You need to get paid. You know what I mean? So I talked it over with Jody, and she said I could be done by 12 o'clock. I said, no, Jody, your show goes till 12 o'clock. And like every other show that you did, we go around the horn, talk to everybody, you know, thanking Jody, thanking the moderator, who it's usually Dustin that's helping out in her show. So it will be after midnight. So whatever it is, I don't care if it's 15 minutes after, 20 minutes, even half hour later, that's after midnight. You know what I mean? So you can't lose. So that's why I called it that. And actually, I had help with that from a few gentlemen that fished like second and third shift. They were saying, Ed, you should start your own channel. You catch a lot of fish. I enjoy watching your shows. You don't have enough content in your channel because I keep going back and watching it. I'm there. Well, that's great because I'm getting a lot of watch time, but you're watching the same thing over and over. But yeah, they're the ones that actually pushed me. And I asked a lot of people about it first because, like I said, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to take any time from anybody. But here, at this time, there is no one on. So maybe it'll work out. I don't know. And it's also going to be seasonal. It's not going to be a whole year long or around the horn. My fishing up here, the water temperature has to be 50 degrees. Mm-hmm. So from 50 to 50, that's my time of fishing. So I'll do it every Friday as long as I have water temperature 50 to 50. So, and you'll see me catch a lot of nice fish because I do catch fish.
You do?
On a real good night. If you watch Pontoon Jody's show on 7/28, I believe it was, I caught 5 during her live stream. Mm-hmm. She kept the camera going after, because we kept going. I caught another 2, and then just before she packed it up to go, I think I caught another one. So that gave me 8. And then I sent Jody 2 more just selfies, you know, just video of myself of 2 more fish that I caught. So I caught over 10 fish that night. But
very nice.
It was like 39 pounds.
Are you thinking of making a sticker out of that?
No. Why?
Well, somebody said they would like it on the sticker.
No.
Just ask.
I was going to recommend you do stickers out of that because promote your show. Get your show out there.
I have stickers. This show is only a name. That's all it is. It's not me presenting that. I have shirts and stickers, and I have hats on the way in, actually. But it will be of my logo, which represents everybody that fishes the Schuylkill River.
Uh-oh.
I didn't want to just pick something and say, That's me. To
Yeah.
me, I'm not the type of person to brag. You know what I mean? I don't want to
Mhm.
brag about myself. If I'm fishing the same waters that other people are fishing in the Schuylkill, we're all river rats. So they all like it. They get the shirts and stuff from me. They're getting my stickers. They're putting them on their boats. They're all fishing the Schuylkill River. So it doesn't say Ed Evans on it anywhere.
The guy,
If you
Yeah.
look at my
Schuylkill River.
logos.
Are you ready for this?
the guy at the bowling alley. He
Yeah.
thought it was a.
Here it is right here. That's my logo.
You guys.
Ed, are you ready for this?
Sure.
Howdy.
Hey, sweetie, how you doing?
Howdy.
Good. How are you?
Marvelous.
Is that butterflies?
Yes,
It is.
Everybody.
Butterfly in the sunshine.
Hi, how are
Say
you?
hi, David.
I'm good. It's nice to meet you.
And who's with them?
David.
David or
James.
Or James.
James.
Hey, James.
David's
That's
boat.
James and,
Hey, cool cat.
Jody.
He's telling me your name is David. I said, I don't think so.
I get them two mixed up all the time. That's all.
It's David's
He's always
boat.
fishing with me.
James Cool Cat Fishing.
Yeah, 'cause
Yes.
David's boat's the only one we got left.
Yeah, we done trashed the other two yesterday.
I know James always liked my name.
Yeah.
Yep, Butterfly Sunshine.
Yep.
James, your boat's coming shortly, isn't it?
Huh?
James's boat's coming shortly, isn't it?
Should be this week or next week at the latest. I'll be on
Nice.
tomorrow morning, I'll tell you that.
If you haven't heard, he bought the Cadillac of Cadillacs as far as boats go.
What did he buy?
Yeah.
Go ahead, James. You're on.
What'd you buy, James?
I bought a 2023 Hughes Craft Pro V, like EX or something. It's a 260. It's basically kind of like my old boat, except for it's got a hard shell on it. The cab, it's aluminum. Super nice. All the bells and whistles. So I still get skunked.
Does that have an inboard or an outboard?
It's got an outboard, 150 horse Yamaha outboard, 4-stroke. Yay!
Nice.
Yay.
It's
You
got
gotta
a
get good
Yamaha
with yourself.
9.9 kicker back there with it.
Okay.
And then I have the Minn Kota, cost way too much money, something up on the front, on the bow.
Spot lock and all that?
Huh?
Spot lock?
Oh, yeah, spot lock.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
You can run it through your fish finder. You could I got a maps card with it, so you could have the trolling motor follow the contour of the river and stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
Auto deploys.
yeah, auto deploy and retract, so I don't even have to go up to the front of the boat.
Oh, man, is that sweet.
Man,
And I'll never see him again.
Yeah, Jody who?
I thought maybe we weren't going to see Jody's boat anymore.
Big Wrench, if I would like to get you up here at sometime as well, bud.
You almost didn't see Jody's boat anymore.
Yeah, we tried
Yeah,
to sink it.
almost.
We tried to sink it yesterday.
Twice.
Hey,
Yeah, I saw that, Jody. That was a huge hole.
Yep.
Small, tiny.
hey, God had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just thank goodness that the pontoon sectioned off. So with that big hole, it only flooded the very front portion of the pontoon.
Yep. I was lucky.
How big a holes you put in it?
Probably 10 inches long, 1.5 inches wide.
Yeah.
Big enough for,
Put your
Jody to
hand
put
in
her
it.
hand in it.
Yeah,
It's big enough, wide enough for Jody to put her hand and rest all the way in.
and how did I put that hole in it? Well, because we had sunk the back part of the pontoon by not putting the plug in and leaving the dock.
Yeah. We headed out and I was like, I was putting the rods in the back of the boat and the holders. And I'm like, that's pretty far down in the water. And I said, you put the plug in? And he's like, no. So we turned around and started driving back. And it was
Steve, you didn't have to bring that topic up.
awful.
Oh, and how did we start our day? We started our day in my boat, my regular boat, and we went out, and I didn't realize that I hadn't taken the plug out, and it rained. So the rainwater filled up half the boat, so the rainwater got into my gas tank, I guess. So I got water down gas, so my boat wouldn't run. So we basically had to get in the lake and pull it around the shore to get it out of the water. And then we go grab Jody's boat, and the next thing I know, I'm in the lake, pulling it back up on the, like going, goodness gracious. So we figured we'd come out and destroy Dave's boat tonight.
Oh, great.
Jody,
Yeah.
Steve Ransom says you will see him sometimes because someone has to cook for him.
Oh, good. Yeah, let her knock. She'll knock him out.
Yes. Somebody has to make biscuits, right?
Yeah.
She actually made
James?
a cake that looks like it's a chocolate cake.
You didn't even get to eat it.
I know. I'm not going to eat it, but it looks good.
Dustin wanted to know how many rod holders you were going to have on it.
Right off the bat, I got 8. I got
Show you
Four.
spots and I'll bite up.
basically 4 monster rod holders on each side. There's 3 off the back and then 1 off the side, and then the same thing on the other side. And then I'll probably add a couple more later, but I figured that's it's enough money to start.
What
Well,
kind of
I figured
electronics you using, James?
What's that?
What kind of electronics you going with?
I got the what kind of a thing I got? What is mine? Mine's not a Lowrance. It's a Hummingbird.
Helix?
It's all got the iPilot and all that.
Okay,
So you like network the whole boat together.
right.
Yeah, but I'll probably get the spot lock next year maybe. I'm not-
Live scope.
Yeah, live scope, same different live scope. But the whole thing with that, I think if I had live scope, I'm not going to fish. I'll be too busy playing with that all the time.
Well, in the beginning, yeah, until you get used to it, and then it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, we'll see.
Keith Reed came in. Coastal
Hello.
Water came in. Welcome both.
Well,
The biggest thing is you could find bait with it really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Get yourself some bait.
Well, you'll find out with your Helix too. You have side imaging and down imaging.
Yep, side imaging, down imaging.
Yeah, that's what I have. You'll find
Mega
a bait
side,
with
mega
that.
down. Ooh, whatever that means. I've been watching all sorts of videos on it and stuff, so I kind of almost think I have it down already.
so
We'll see. The biggest
So
thing
what do
is like when I launch the boat by myself, you turn the trolling motor on while you're there, and then you just back the boat down and let it go out there, and then you just hit it and it will deploy, and then you spot
Bring it
lock
back
it
to
there,
you.
you go up and park the car, come back
Yep.
down, drive it over to the dock.
Very nice.
What do you use, Ed?
I have a Helix 10 on my boat.
Yeah, I think
what
it's
kind
a
of
9
fish
on that.
finder do you use?
It's a Helix 10.
It's a
Yeah,
Helix 10.
I
Yeah,
thought you were talking about your
Got the
trolling motor. I'm sorry.
it's got the the down and the side imaging.
Yep.
I don't have live scope. That's for rich people. I can't afford that.
Yeah, I don't have it yet. 'Cause I just,
I want to welcome in Catfish and Crappie and PB
Hey, Mark.
Catfishing, aka Paul Boyd.
Hi, Paul Boyd.
How's it
Hi,
going,
Mark.
Paul?
I figure I just spent the kids' inheritance, so
Yeah, it sounds like it.
yeah. But I figure I spend more time in my boat than I do the house or my car, so
There you
Ed,
I'll
go.
try to be comfortable.
Yes.
If it makes you happy, do it.
Ed, you and Catfish and Crappie have one thing in common. Both your live channels, our channels started here.
There you go. And we have you to thank.
I do what I do best, and I
Well,
tell you what,
I have to
I
thank
love
Jody
watching
also because she actually steered me your way, believe it or not.
well, hey, she started here too.
Sounds like everybody started there.
And everybody that started here, I can list off a few of them, and they bloomed and blossomed. Palmetto Cats, Muskrat Adventures, Jody, Mark. That's just to name a few.
That's
And
a
there's
good
Ed.
college right there.
And there's,
Yeah.
there's Ed.
So, like,
And-
Avid is the creator.
No, I just get
Promoter.
everybody out there and let them get known. And if they
Avid's the
know-
talent scout.
There you
There
go.
you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
the promoter.
If you
Talent
look at my
scout.
lives on my, if you look at all my lives, they go all the way back maybe
I
3
should
years.
use the one shad I caught in the net.
You should have got it.
I should have. I forgot I had him.
Well, sucks.
And I tell you what, I love what I do.
Real quick, Avid, I know that Thomas was looking forward to hearing about the battleship tournament.
Is Thomas still in here?
I don't know.
One line that's slack.
But All right. This for everybody that has a boat. This tournament is for everyone that has a boat. Just boat anglers only. If you're familiar with the game Battleship,
Oh, great. So I get my new boat and you want to sink it?
no, hey, now listen,
Yeah, sign me
now
up.
listen. There's gonna be eight boats.
That was good, James. I like that.
Robin will get 4 for her playing field, and I'll get 4. It's just like the game is played. And
Yeah, but
if
James has
one
a
of
bigger
Robin's-
boat. He gets 6, right?
If one of Robin's fishermen gets a fish, she gets to call out a letter and a number and try to sink one of my boats. One of my fishermen's boats, back and forth. But the last boat standing wins.
Just a live well.
Oh,
It'd
wait
be
a
one
minute.
boat
Wait a
that
minute.
wins.
So that means everybody has to have the game Battleship on their boat then.
No,
No.
no.
Nobody's going to know the grid.
No one's going to know the grid except me and Robin.
You won't know if
You'll have her grid, I'll have my grid.
Well, now he
Okay.
won't sink his own
She'll
ship.
have 4 boat anglers for her side, and I'll have 4
He's-
boat
he's-
anglers
he's
for my
Brent, so
side.
he would call one of his own numbers.
And we'll set up our grid, our boats
Him and
the
the
way
other.
we want.
So they both see him.
The letters will go from letter A through J, just like on the Battleship.
Yeah.
Go from 1 through 10. Okay? You can put your boats horizontally, diagonally on your grid.
So
Well, how
each
big are
of
all the
you
boats
can only
gonna
have
be?
4 boats.
Because we're only allowed
10 people on the panel.
on
Right.
panel. So each boat can take 5 hits before they're sunk.
All right.
So
Okay.
basically, every boat is going to be the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
So every person that catches a fish, whether it be on Robin's side or my side, one of us will be able to call out a letter and a number to try to sink the other person's boat.
Okay. So are you two going to pick the boats?
No, we're gonna pick the anglers that we want for our side or our teams.
That's what I'm saying. The boats, yeah.
Right.
Well, we'll have people sign up.
Right. They're gonna sign up, then we get to pick who we want for our team.
And
Okay.
maybe if there's a lot, maybe we'll do the wheel for the anglers then too. Because if 15 people sign up, we're going to have to take out some before we choose the finals, right?
Right.
So we'll maybe put names on a wheel and then spin it and get the 8 anglers that way where everybody's name is entered in.
And
I'd
when
like to
is
see
this
this-
going down?
This would be either hold on a minute. It'll be in June.
All right.
It's either the 11th or the 18th. I'd like to have one on 2 days, one on 10th and one on the 17th. I'd like to have our 10th and 11th, but if we get 16 people or more, then we'll do the wheel. But if we get 16, we'll have 2 days.
All right. And
You
I
can
have a
put me
question.
down and sink my ship.
Big Wrench says that's going to be for a long tournament. And and he asked, what if it's a slow bite? It's during the spawn.
I'm trying
numbers,
to work out the details on this more, but it's just how it's going right now.
It's a numbers tournament, right? That way they
Yes,
get,
it's all
they can
numbers.
hold-
It's
they'll hold
not
hold of it.
size. It's all numbers.
yeah, when you catch a fish, you get to call a number.
Right.
Yeah.
Tournament.
Team Snagging Whiskers, Dustin says he's in.
Nice, Dustin.
I got a question.
Yes, Ed.
This tournament going to be during the day or at night?
I want to make it towards the evening or nighttime because that's when most of the fish activity is. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out here.
Because in the summertime, most of the activities of a night.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
On
that's
our
what I'm
river,
doing.
most of the boat traffic's off of there by 8 o'clock.
Right.
That's
Most
what
of your
I'm saying.
rivers,
For Watts Bar, you forget it during the day. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
all,
With
all
it being in June, we would definitely do it at night. We would
Okay.
have
the
to.
nighttime tournament. I'd like to have a 2-day tournament, and then the 2 winners of that day go on to the next weekend to face off. And there'll be a smaller grid the second time around.
Oh, so get the one that's got hit. You get it for me.
What am I gonna get? I cannot
Where
relay
you're
in your
standing.
fish.
I like the idea.
But this would be a first ever catfish tournament like this. But I think it'd be a blast.
It sounds like fun.
I think so, because the last one standing, no matter if you caught the most fish or not, you still win.
Right.
Right.
The last boat that has maybe 1 or 2 hits on it, and they're still afloat, they win.
Big Wrench, I haven't talked to Abbott about it, but I personally think kayakers, it is a boat. It's not a boat, but you're on the water
If it's a boat, it counts.
if it floats.
If it floats.
I think a kayak only take 2 shots to kill it.
A kayak will still end up with 5 shots. A kayak will get 5 shots.
Tidal Lake Sinkers, Brad says, so if you're playing in barge traffic, they can sink your boat, your battleship, with 1 hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could wake wash them out of there.
Yeah, well, the way we're going to do the boats, I'm still working on this part, is either using the letter of the lake they're on
That's the head.
or the letter of the state they're in. Thomas says he wants in on this.
Nice, Thomas.
Yeah, you can put me down for sinking.
You actually won't get sunk, but it's like the battleship game says. Who's on my battleship?
Here.
Well, you had enough of the sinking of the ships yesterday, James and Jody.
Boy, I love this boat.
Did you almost just fall in there, James?
Well, when she pushed me, yeah.
But I'm working on that one. The winner will either get a gift card or something else. I'm still not sure yet. I'm trying to find out if anybody wants to help with the prizes on that.
Yeah, we're into buck. At this point, we don't have a prize, but not saying that there won't be one.
The prize is
There
not.
is going to be a prize. I just don't know what it is yet.
Right.
I want to see if anybody wants to help with the prizes on that.
So, Ed, here's my big question for you. If you could fish anywhere in the world that you wanted to for the big flatheads, where would you go and why?
I would decline that.
Why?
I'm happy with the fishing we have here. I catch
So
a
then
lot
you
of
would
them,
stay there.
but if you're asking me wherever I would like to go in the world for fishing,
Mm-hmm.
I would go to Alaska for halibut.
Oh,
I love halibut. Oh man, do I love it.
Yeah, they're good fishing up there too. I'd want to go where those giant Wells catfish are.
No, I don't want
Same.
to do that. If I'm going to pay to go somewhere, I want that fish to come home with me. I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just remember, this tournament's all numbers. Every
Yeah.
catfish over, I'd say a pound will count.
Okay.
Every cat over a pound counts.
Yeah, I'm not going
No
to commit because every 3rd Saturday of the month, starting in April, we have a flathead tournament here.
Right.
And then you also have Jody's show and my show on Friday nights. So
Right.
I'll be in those too.
I'm going to be in them from time to time as well. So
Yeah, it gives us something to sit on.
if you're going to pull it like on a off Saturday night or something or Sunday,
Good, I
it's
could
going to be on
but a lot of people have to
Saturday.
go back to work on Monday. So
Yeah, it's going to be on Saturday nights.
okay.
I want to get one on Saturday night and one on Sunday night. That way I can still do my live on a Sunday.
Okay.
And instead of doing a live chat, we can do a live tournament.
Oh, that will be fun.
But it'll be from, I think, around, what time does it get dark in daylight savings time? I don't
Like
remember.
9, 8,
9 o'clock.
So it'd be 8 o'clock my time, so we can start 8 o'clock Central Time and 9 o'clock Eastern. But we're still working on the details on that.
How many hours is it going to be for?
I'm thinking, I haven't came up with that one yet. I still want to
Sunk my ship.
I want to still talk to Robin and Jody about that one more. Since
Big
Jody-
Wrench did say that Sunday night people work on Monday.
Yeah.
That on the boat.
So we could do it two Saturdays in a row.
Yeah, we could do 2 Saturdays in a row. And after the first Saturday, we can always have the people up on that fished it up on panel talking about it, see what they thought.
Yep.
But I still want to talk to Jody and Robin a little bit more about helping me with the details on this.
So the four boats, they might not even know each other, right?
Correct.
They're on the team.
The 4
Right.
boats will be that get picked by either Robin or me, may know each other or may not.
Yeah, that could be one of the things where nobody knows whose team they're on.
Right.
Yeah, because I'd hate to have to sink Dustin's boat. You know what I mean? I've been fishing with the guys.
I'm sure you
I
would
don't know
not
about
mind doing that.
I'm only kidding.
He
I'm
always
sure you
plays
wouldn't
to
mind.
win no matter what, though.
So, what is your best advice for anyone new coming or even old into flatheads? What do you recommend the 3 top things that they would do in order to catch the big flatheads like you go after?
I'm 63 years old. I have only been gone for these fish for 3 years, believe it or not.
Okay.
So you're never too old to learn, you know what I mean? And this type of fishing is actually easier than the bass fishermen because they have to have tons of gear. We can get along with a couple of small boxes of what we need. All you need is hooks, some rattles, some swivels, and weights. And the weights I make myself. This is what I'm doing in my off time.
Nice.
I'm making my own weights. I know if Dustin's still in the room, he's looking for these guys here. I just started making the bigger sizes for the James River when I go down for the River Wars because the 5s and 6s didn't hold bottom. We were actually doubling them up. So with the 8s and 10s, we probably have a little bit better chance of hooking up to the bottom anyway.
Oh, Robin.
Dustin says, I need some 10s, Ed. What's that? 7?
I knew
Turtle
that.
Lady
I already,
said she
I already
wants
got it
in.
made up, pal.
He's bringing them, Dustin.
I'm
He's
bringing them down.
Turtle Lady says she's in this tournament.
Oh, good. Laughing Cat Fishing says, I would make my own weights, but I can't find the lead to do so.
I lucked out
Where-
with the lead part. I worked in a machine shop, and OSHA came up with this thing that they couldn't use any lead to level machines. They had to get leveling blocks. So the maintenance foreman at the time, I used to go fishing with him every year. We used to go on a ride up to Desmarais in Canada, and then take a fly-in trip every year for walleyes in Northern Pike.
Mhm.
He offered me all the lead under the machines, provided I did it on my own time. So I go in on Saturday and Sunday while these guys are lifting the machines. I pull all the lead out from under the machines, and he gave me a melting pot and all. So I was making these big ingots. They were like, I guess, 40 pounds each.
Wow.
I must have. I got thousands and thousands of pounds of lead in the garage. So
Nice.
not
Where's he at?
cost me nothing for the lead.
Thomas,
only thing
just
it
don't
cost
make the
me for-
mistake and drop the box on your foot.
Right. The only thing it cost me was the molds. One melting lead pot that I have to make the lead sinkers themselves, and the little brass hooks that go into the sinkers themselves. Other than that, it's just time. And time's on my side. When you're retired, you got nothing else better to do. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I like making my own things. I've made my own drifting weights, different sizes, because I don't know what I'm going to need on different areas I go fish. So I understand the wanting to get the lead and make your own weights. I get it. Not only is it fun to do because you're doing something for something that you love to do, but it's also cheaper in the long run.
No.
You're
I
not
made my
kidding.
own,
Wait, some are $1 a piece or more.
right. I made my own bait towels.
Well, I was selling them for 25 cents an ounce.
That's cheap.
So and if you're looking at a 10-ounce weight, it's $2.50
Mm-hmm.
for one. So, but they're selling them for a lot more than that around here. But that's the price that I was selling for. You know what I mean? 25 an ounce.
I don't do coin sinkers. I do the pyramids.
I have a bunch of pyramids in the garage that I'm ready to melt down because I don't saltwater fish anymore.
I use them on the Mississippi because they drop quick.
That's too far out the deep.
Yeah, but they also get hung up in the rocks easier, I think.
I haven't lost them in the rocks yet. But I just because the weights I use, they don't stick to the bottom. They just bounce off the bottom a little bit until the fish find them. It's like a drifting from the bank. I use a lighter weight to where it hits the bottom and it just bounces.
Don Johnson.
But most of the time, if it's in mud, it sticks. Got a fish on, Jody?
No,
Nah.
I had a snag.
So what plans do you have for this year? What are your goals for this year, Ed?
Basically just getting the show up and going and see how it works out. I know I'm not going to have the following that Jody has or Stan has or Avid has because I'm a newbie. So I'm not going to have that. But you got to start somewhere. So if people want to come along and just sit and watch me fish, that'd be it. Because at that time of night, granted, I'm not going to have a moderator like yourselves to sit there and help me. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to want to sit up at that hour of the night and try to sit there and read chat to maybe, if I'm lucky, 20 people in the room or whatever. And that's being conservative. I'm saying if I'm lucky, because that's an off shift. You know what I mean?
You'd be surprised.
You're talking to someone who worked almost 20 years as a nurse in the ER, 7 p.m. to 7 a shift.
Right.
So I know what you're saying.
Yep.
But I'll be fishing Jody's show, and so most likely I'll be up.
There you go.
And like
When is
Fred
Robin
says,
Everest?
Ed, you might be surprised.
Yeah, you'll be
I'll
surprised.
fish
Robin
Jody's
Everest
show as
doing?
long as she'll let me.
There's always a big crowd late of the night because there's nothing else to watch.
Right.
And YouTube will push you because you're the only one streaming.
Yep.
Right.
You'll get new people that I normally
And-
don't see.
Right now, you're getting it out here now to the catfishing community, and a lot of these people that's here now are nighttime anyway.
Yeah, look at Hogleg and KP. How many years did they do it from 2 to 8 in the morning, or 2 to 7 in the morning? And now they changed from 4 to 8
Yeah.
because it was for over a year they had been doing the other schedule and they needed some time.
Shoot, they'd run to 10 and 11 sometimes the next day.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh. And
And-
they had people in there, about 30 or 40 people in there at night.
Yeah. Team Snag and Whiskers, Dustin says, I use both butterflies and sunshine today, butterflies, and they
We
both
saw
worked
that.
fantastic.
I
We
saw
saw
that.
that. That was good.
So
I think I did say something in chat when you used sunshine because I was at church when you used butterflies.
and
we
Catfish
saw-
Crappie,
We saw you use Jet also, so that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
and I know Mark with Catfish and Crappie, he hardly sleeps, so he'll be in there watching you.
hmm You have a lot of people that suffer insomnia in this catfish world.
Catfish dog too.
Well,
You have a lot of people that be in there just to watch someone watching fishing and watching who's fishing with you, because people love to watch it.
Yeah.
Like Mark
what's
says, he never
fantastic about
sleeps.
Jody's show is not only does she have a big following, but she's got one hell of a moderator in Dustin that helps
Mhm.
do the show. You know,
Well,
because she's
see-
able to fish and he's doing all the side work. He's getting everybody in the channel recognized. You know,
Yeah.
Ed,
these are all the questions that are being asked and stuff like that. And if there's a question being asked to one of the fishermen, he'll address that fisherman and say, look, so and so asked this question. Can you answer it? And yeah, we're going to answer it to the best of our ability.
Mhm.
But you need that person
He's trying to
to set
get
the guidelines. And
Well,
Dustin
Eric,
does that. He does a hell of a job.
well,
Yeah,
Eric,
he does.
I
I
would
know
love to
someone
have
that-
somebody
Don't
like
laugh
that
because
work
Dustin
for
does
me,
all the
but
work.
Yeah.
I guess Jody pays better.
Ed, I know someone in chat that says he never sleeps. I'm sure he'll be glad to come up on your panel and read chat for you.
Yeah, he says he'll sleep when he's dead.
Hey,
Catfish and Crappie.
you know what?
That's Mark.
Uh-huh.
I used to get so much grief. People saying, you won't even read your own chat. You have to have someone read your chat for you. And now that's what the standard for everybody.
Well, it's
Yeah.
easier because to have someone read your chat so you can be taking care of
Yeah.
your rod holders, and
Or sleeping.
It's a team, you know?
it's a team.
Do you know why that is, Jody?
Why?
Because
'Cause it
it's
works.
working.
It works.
Yes.
works.
She didn't read the chat when she's asleep.
You know how many people you have in your room that love being heard?
Yeah. Do you want
You don't have to recognize them. As long as they're being heard and their questions are being answered, that's all they're looking for.
You
know what I
didn't
mean?
write a comment for no reason. You wrote a comment because you wanted to be recognized and heard.
Exactly. Yep.
Mark, but I wouldn't volunteer you if I didn't love you. So, you know I love you because I'm volunteering you.
Mark used to help me out. I've had lots of people come on and help me out.
Laughing Cat said it's fun reading chat for some people.
Mhm.
And you know what? That's why I do it. I enjoy it.
Pick up another nine.
I was Jody's first on her when
Yep.
she first started her flathead challenge.
He did it before Stan started.
Yep.
Team Snag and Whiskers. Dustin says you are a standard setter, Jody.
And if I wasn't pulling 90 hours a week at that time, I'd still be doing it.
You know, I'm sure Dustin would volunteer for another extra night.
Now, just to
I
make
know-
one thing clear on
Mhm.
my channel, it will not be a challenge of any kind because it wouldn't be fair if I was to put flatheads only. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
yeah,
want
I understand.
everybody to fish and be equal.
Yeah.
Whatever fish is caught, that's it. That's
We
what
celebrate it.
We want that fish recognized, weighed, showed off, and then we put it back.
Hey,
So-
Mark.
It's not a challenge by any means, and whoever gets the biggest fish of the night, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. I will have. I'm hoping, with Jody's help, dear, that I'll have the tool to like this the wheel. Anybody
Yeah.
that's in there, we're going to give away a shirt for the biggest fish from whoever it is.
I can
So,
help you with that, Ed.
well, you going to be up that time?
Giveaway tool. I can help you with the wheel
Oh,
No,
okay.
he was saying that he could help you with the wheel.
Okay.
and the giveaway tool.
Yeah.
One thing about Mark and you have in common, Ed, you both fish for flatheads. You and Mark and me both fish for flatheads.
Nice.
I fish for everything. I love
That's
the
the
bite.
hardest fish to fish for if you're going to fish for fish. That's
Let's
first.
see.
Catfish Go.
Jody is the queen of flathead, so no one can take that title away from her.
No, she's got a lot of nice flatheads under her belt. That's for sure.
Yes, she does.
I'm getting back
Sounds-
to the flatheads this year. Last year I learned the blues, but this year I'm going back to the flatheads. I am, James.
Yeah,
Tom
the
says I would give away shirts, but no one wants them. LOL. I don't know, Ed or Thomas. Sorry, I got a lot of sun today and a lot of wind today. Apparently, it went right to my head.
Thanks for bringing up merch.
Is that a bite?
Laughing Cat says he's read for Danny Stone from time to time.
Dancing.
Yeah.
So you may have more people willing to reach out for you than you realize, Ed.
That would be awesome.
So I vote for
Is-
it.
But again, I still have to sit down with Jody and have a heart to heart with her because
Fish on it.
there's a lot of things that I still need to do. I need to get moderators, and I don't know how to do that. So,
I
because
can
you want
help
to
you
keep
with
your
that
chat
as
room
well,
clean,
so-
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And if you have those people, your moderators, keeping your back clean with all the bots and stuff that are coming in,
Hmm.
you know, it makes things so much easier, and then you don't have to worry about it as much. Because you can get a lot of nasty stuff on your channel, and then
Oh yeah.
you know Facebook
Yeah.
will shut you down, or YouTube or something.
Right.
you don't
And
need that.
it being in the middle of the night, they tend to fly out in those channels a lot.
Exactly, they come out of
And
the
you don't-
woodwork at night.
You don't really want to do subscriber only when you're trying to grow.
Yeah, you do. That keeps them bots out because nobody wants to see them nasty names in chat.
Exactly.
So that was my question to you, Jody. So is that better to do subscriber only and then put it for a time limit?
Or
I
no
put it for
time.
1 minute, and that keeps the bots out.
Okay.
And because I don't like seeing it when they pop up.
Yeah. No, it's very,
Vulgar.
there you go.
Becca Mudtrap.
Yeah, you can't stop them once they come in. They just keep coming back every few minutes.
Right. And that's what Catfish and Crappie says. I always do subscriber only on any lives. Subscriber only on any lives.
That's what I'm thinking. It'd probably be just subscribers only. You know, like Jody's show, she's always putting everybody's link in her show, so you can subscribe to my show from another channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this way, I don't have to worry about any of the negativity that's going to be falling in the room anywhere.
Right.
Nip it in
Other
the
than
bud.
us
Mark,
playing
you
around
wanna
with
do
one
something?
another, saying, you know, I'm going to sink your boat in a battleship or whatever.
Now, my
Which-
channel's a playful channel. It's not PG. It's PG-13. And everybody knows how far you can go. You can cut up and have fun on mine. Just don't get vulgar. But, you know, it just depends on how you want to set your channel up.
Hello,
Whisker Dreams is in the house. Hello.
Rocket Nug.
And thank you everybody for correcting me, because me thinking as the newbie, I don't know everything. That's why I was presenting it as I was building up to a question for Jody
Mhm.
to say which way would be better. But you guys all stepped in and said, no, do subscriber only. It will help your channel grow. And that keeps the bots out.
Yeah,
Here's
that's
something
kind of what I
about
was thinking.
subscriber only. When you go live, like if we want to go live right now, I can't make it subscriber only. They don't give me the option from the phone. But you know how you can do them super mods now?
Yeah, the
They
managing
can go
guys.
in and set it subscriber only for you after you go live.
I didn't know
Nice.
that.
Well, I have a spot, so why would I? No.
So that's something when but you really need to make it short somebody you can trust when you make them your super mod, because they have the option to do stuff like that.
They can
I
do-
only have one super mod right now, and I upgraded his wrench. And that's catfish and crappie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have that.
I got 3, I think, on mine.
You don't need that, Robin. You already have administrative powers.
Yeah.
Big Wrench wants to know, do you have to have a StreamYard account to join a panel?
I don't know. I don't know if you just gotta have put the link or if you gotta have the account. I think
You
you gotta
have
make
to-
an account.
you have to have StreamYard downloaded into the phone, and then you get the link, and then you just come in and you put your name in, and it tells you to check your mic and check your camera right there on the screen or the sign-in page, and then you just, press enter studio.
You was
Jody?
right on every bit of that, except you don't download it. You open the internet.
Yes, you go to Google, open up the
It's not
StreamYard.
Jody, read the screen. Mark just left you a message.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
That's why I have a moderator that reads
No,
for
he
me.
says, Jody, I'm the super mod now. I dare you to come in chat. LOL.
What'd he say? Come into
He
chat? Oh, because it's super mod?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a super mod. He dares you to come in chat.
Nah.
Welcome in, Fish Sizzle.
Brandon.
Hey, Brandon, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, for Shih Tzu.
Sizzle.
I was doing text to talk in a group chat one day, and I said for shizzle, and it typed in faux Shih Tzu.
Hey, James,
So-
Yep.
that's who you want to talk to about that live scoop.
No, I know.
Oh, he's got one.
You went
Yep.
fishing with him.
I've been fishing.
He's the only one that could afford it.
Him and Epic.
Well, I just hope when he gets his new one, he gives me his old one.
So the answer to the question is no, you don't have to have an account to go on the panel. You just have to go to StreamYard to put in the link
Right,
so you can go up on the panel.
right. If you have a StreamYard link and someone's live, all you have to do is click that link and they come up on panel.
But go ahead and make you an account because it takes 24 hours to activate it. That way you got it
Right.
when you want it. And you ain't got to worry
And-
about it.
Robin is waiting 24 hours for her account to get connected.
Yes.
Oh, trade?
Hey,
Yes.
hello, how you doing?
I'm
You
not
want
talking.
Oh, this is another one I'm gonna make a super mod.
So Ed, what is
I'm gonna check and see if David.
your favorite bait to use for the flathead? Do you use live? Do you use cut? Do you use
99% of the time, it's live bait. And if I had my choice, it would be bullheads. 100%.
Well,
Can you
well,
move-
But
that's
because
how you
around
do it.
here,
You have to
there's a
have
lot
an
of
account,
places
but
that
it takes
you
24
can't find the
hours.
bullheads, so then you have to go to a second alternative, and it's usually in the sunfish family, whether it's a bluegill,
Get
pumpkin
nothing.
seed, warmouth,
like
any of those.
But-
Crappie
Mhm.
is really good bait too. Here in Pennsylvania, we got some strange laws. As long as it's legally caught on rod and reel, whether it's a bass, largemouth or smallmouth, it doesn't matter. Walleye, as long as it's of legal length, crappie, all your game fish, as long as it's of legal length, you can use that for bait. You can put it on a hook and send it out. Trout, you can put it on a hook and send it out. In Pennsylvania, and this is the weirdest law I've ever heard of, and I got a couple of game commissioners right now with my card in their pocket.
Watch the rods and let me know if
They're supposed to get back to me.
There you go.
The common carp that is allowed to be shot by a bow and arrow, and half of these guys leave them lay and decay on the bank. It's illegal for me to go over and take a slice out of that common carp and use it for bait.
Well, that's lame.
Yes,
That
it
is-
is. But the mirror carp I can
Oh, I
use.
got one
I
here.
can't use a common carp. Does that make any sense at all?
no?
No, that's stupid.
A fish that is not indigenous to our waters in the first place, I cannot use for bait.
It's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
It's
Now,
popping
on the from what I'm understanding, on the James River, they have the migration shad run. We have the same thing here on the Delaware River. We're allowed to keep 3 American shad and cut them up and use them for bait. On the James River, they have to let them go. They're not allowed to keep them. This is, if that's my understanding, we'll ask Dustin. He's in the room. I'm pretty sure that's what they were talking about. The American shad, they have to let go, but the gizzard shad and stuff like that, they can keep those and use them for bait.
He said
Right.
keep it there.
Cold Creek Billy has a question for you. How do you guys hook your live baits when chasing flatheads?
Everything for me is through the adipose fin in the very back. It's not on top with the dorsal fin. It's the fin right behind it. And I always take my hook on a 45-degree angle from the back of the fish towards the front left eye or the right eye, whichever way I'm going to go. And I only go down maybe a quarter of an inch with the hook, because the skin on the bullheads are so strong. It's not going to pull it off unless he's got that fish in his mouth. He's swallowing basically. Yeah, but that's how I hook them. I hook them through the back adipose fin, and I come up towards the front eye, like if I'm going sideways, because I want it on a 45-degree angle. If you put it like this in top of a fish, that hook can come back and go right into the fish again. Whereas if it's on an angle like this, it can't. That hook cannot go back into itself. And that's just how I hook them. Works for me. May not be the best way, but I have no problems with the way I'm fishing. Like I said, everybody's got their own way of doing things. And
Donald Long says
it's not right or
hello.
wrong. It's just whatever works for you.
Now, here's some other interesting things, because Thomas was saying that we are not allowed to release invasive species like grass carp or Asian carp. We're not allowed in any of the waters of Michigan to release any of the gobies. We have to throw them out. We're not even allowed to use them as bait. They don't want them reintroduced back into the waters. If you have them out of the water, that's where they want them. So they don't want them on the hook, because what if they get off the hook?
That's where they cut bait.
Yeah. They're dead anyway because you're using them for cut bait. Carp are too big to put on a hook.
Right.
The carp we get are 12 pounds plus around here.
Oh, that's what I get around here. I can get carp anywhere from a pound to 30, 40 pounds.
Right. And that one carp would give you a lot of bait.
Yeah, give you a lot of bait for a few fishing trips.
But we're not allowed to use them. We're not allowed to use cast nets here. We're not allowed to use gill nets. Everything's got to be legally caught on rod and reel.
Whisker Dream says, Thomas, grass carp in Virginia have to be released immediately.
Well, it's legal for these guys with the bow and arrows to shoot them and let them lay. So that's defeat the purpose as far as I'm concerned.
Let's see.
Yeah, you know, I was looking, because I'm a new boat owner, I was looking at the DNR
Are you moving?
boat
Yeah,
guidelines and everything else, just so I knew what
Not real far, but
I was going to be getting up against. And then I started, of course, then something led me to another site, and then I was reading about, you know, all these different rules and regulations, and you can only keep it if it's between this size and that size and this size and that size. You can have one here, but two here. It's like, holy heck, don't they realize that old people fish and can't remember? How are we just supposed to keep this stuff straight?
Right.
and then they change the rules every year.
Thank you, Big Ranch, for sharing the links, and take care and have a good night.
Yes, thank you, Big Wrench.
We're gonna move spots.
All right, Jody, safe travels.
Be safe out there. Don't sink the boat.
So how do you find yourself able to keep track of all your state regulated guidelines?
I just go with what I use. That's it. They're legal. Everything that I'm using is legal for bait. So I just stay with the legal stuff and don't dwell on that until I go to shows and stuff. And then I get on the game commission about it because it's in their laws. So they have to get it changed. I can't. So I went to plenty of meetings with the DNR and you get nowhere. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's what I was going to say. They
don't
have
wanna
cards
work.
in their pocket, but did you get anywhere with them?
No, they don't want to work.
I
They
want
want
to
to put in
challenge.
leg time. They want you to do all the work. They
Or they
keep
find
giving
you
a
when you-
number to call somebody else. You call that person. They give you another number. And I mean, you're going through a chain of numbers before you even get to somebody. And then they say, "Oh, sorry, I can't help you." That law's been in the books for so long that it's grandfathered. it's ridiculous to me. I would rather them see game fish, your smallmouth and your largemouth. People take them home and eat them, and I don't down them for that. You know what I mean? They buy a fishing license. They should be able to do with whatever they want with that fish, as long as it's of legal size.
Mm-hmm.
For that person that wants to eat that fish, I'm going to use it for bait, because the law's telling me use that for bait. Don't use this junk fish for bait. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's got to be changed as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people look at the crappie that I'm using for bait. They're there, boy, that's good table fare right there. Yeah, the flatheads love it. But,
Matt from Wannabe Outdoor says sometimes you read the laws and they are wrote in a way where they almost contraindicate themselves.
oh, they do
Or contradict.
themselves. Yes.
Yeah,
they do.
contradict themselves.
They
Yes,
do.
they do.
Yeah.
They do contradict themselves, and when you take it to court and prove it, they still win.
Right.
I saw that, Whisker Dreams. He says, oh no, Jody's asking for it.
Well, there's a surprise that's going to happen.
What's the surprise?
He ain't going to be able to get her.
Laughing Cat Fishing says, we have email Indiana DNR just to make sure that we are complying with the laws of Indiana. I've called the DNR of Michigan. My question was, how do I know if my brother-in-law meets the guidelines or my mother-in-law can meet the guidelines where they can fish under my license if I take them fishing? And they went, what?
Do you have a commercial license?
I do not, but
Well, then
because they can. I just have to apply for a different permit, not a commercial license. It's one that it's for the special needs, and they also have them for the veterans.
Oh, okay.
Say you have a disabled veteran that you're taking out and they don't have a license. If you have this permit, they'd be able to fish under your license.
Yeah, they have something similar to that here in Pennsylvania too.
So
Disabled veterans and stuff, they all get discounts on their licenses and stuff. But it's children are up to age 16 before they have to buy a license here in Pennsylvania.
well, my brother-in-law is 57 and my mother-in-law is 87. So I was having difficulty in knowing because I'd never had to deal with that before. We always fished on private property.
Right.
Well, they're 3.5 hours from, where they used to live. So that private property pond, we only go there when we go to camp, an overnight weekend type thing. So my thing is I'd like to take them down to the International Wildlife Refuge and let them throw a line in the water.
Chad
So
in the house?
I have one person in our DNR on speed dial. That's not a bad idea to have someone in your pocket to ask questions to, but not everybody has the answers because, like you said, I had to go number by number by number. And then I found out that I sent for the form to be mailed to me so I could fill it out and mail it back.
I have 4 DNR game wardens in my phone. So I'm covered.
I have one from our area and he's not worth a dime.
I got 4 from my area and they're all good.
It's funny that some DNRs have really good employees and some just don't.
Plus, I got 2 fishing biologists in my area's emails and phone numbers. So they help me a lot.
You know how you have no wake zones?
Yeah.
I have one DNR gentleman that swears that the buoys that are out to the center of the channel are anything from this side towards the dock is no wake. Anything on the other side of that, they could fly by. But then there was a 13-year-old girl that fell off the dock because of the wake that boat put on the other side of those buoys. Well, another DNR gentleman from Harrisburg told me that they're reading those buoys wrong. The DNR, it should be from spot to spot. Here's your dock here. So it should be no wake here all the way through to the other side to the no wake and then go. So the dock is not being thrown all over the place. So what do you do in that case when you have DNR guys fighting against one another? Neither one of them know what the true law is, basically.
Correct. And Laughing Cat also says that every DNR officer can interpret the laws differently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I have these guys fighting against each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious. They're getting paid too much money for what they do because they don't do nothing. Anything you want to get changed, you're not going to get changed. It's simple as that.
So what is one question you expected from Abbott and I that you didn't get asked tonight?
Who this was?
He didn't have to
She's
ask.
your neighbor.
We asked you before you came up on panel. Before we went live.
Yeah, I did ask. And you said
Yeah,
you
but
have
you
to wait
wouldn't
until
tell
I'm
us.
live.
I just figured you were going to ask about what kind of content I was going to have in the show, what I felt I was going to run the show under. I'm going to have a lot of special guests on my show. Like at one point, I'd like to have Sean from Team Snag and Whiskers come up and fish with me. He's big into wanting to learn how to flathead fish. Dustin, I guess he'll take it or leave it, but Sean seems to be the one. He wants me to come down there and fish the city with him and show him where to fish for the flatheads, you know, what I would look for. I'd like him to come up here because he's always in Trenton, New Jersey, which is only an hour from here. So if he's there, he can come here. If he needs a place to stay, he can shack up with me right here. I'm a single guy, live by myself. He can just, I'll give him the bedroom. I'll take the couch. It don't matter to me. I just like to show people how to fish different spots. That's all.
I'm sure Justin will take you up on that.
I hope they do. I enjoyed
think
their
they will.
hospitality when we went down there, you know.
Oh yeah.
They showed us a lot. They
I'm
did
sure
show us a
if
lot.
Justin comes up, two stands might follow.
Well,
Matt says exactly, Thomas. Happens here in Arkansas all the time. That's why they mainly go after the high dollar criminals and really bother people unless you look suspicious.
Dustin says, I would love to learn more about flatties. So
yeah,
there you go.
I'd love for them guys to come up here. I'll show them a good time. Let them man the rods, and I'll just sit back. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and one thing good about flatties is you don't move every 5 minutes. You sit
Right.
there.
Sit in one spot the whole night. One spot.
Blues are the
From
only
when I
fish.
anchor up till the time I pull the anchor, I'm in one spot.
Mhm.
See, that's my style of fishing right now. I want to be in that one spot, unless I'm tournament fishing, and then of course I want the bite. But yeah, I like the anchor fishing and just having the reel out there and then just being able to talk and watch the reels. So I get you.
Even when I'm fishing tournaments for flatheads, that's the same thing I do. I stay in one spot all night. If you're running around the river and your lines aren't in the water, you're not catching fish. The longer your lines are in the water with bait on them, you're going to get more hookups. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
But I can understand from going down and fishing with them guys on the James, that type of fishing, that's more of a run and gun type thing. That's during the day. The fish you're fishing for are active fish. Okay.
Right.
At nighttime, the flatheads are active fish because they're all out doing one thing and one thing only. They're feeding up. Unless they're laying eggs or on a nest, then they're not going to feed. But the majority of them, they're feeding.
Now, we covered this one time before, but For flatheads, do you use a J hook or a circle hook?
No, circle hooks only. My favorite are the triple threat 10-aughts.
I love them triple threat 10-aughts.
I'll tell you what, I use the I followed Chris Sodders for a long time. He does a lot of flathead fishing also.
Mhm.
He's big into the Daiichi D85s. I started using those hooks, and then I had a problem with them after a while. The hooks, the points don't stay sharp for me. I'm sorry, but that's just how I felt about them. These hooks here, they haven't steered me wrong yet, so I'm going to stick with them. I'm not saying it's the best hook. I'm not saying it's the worst hook. It's what works for me. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their own special style. Like the Demon Dragons. People are buying the spooks from City Anglers or whatever. I just
City
tried the
Anglers.
Demon Dragons. They were the first ones on the market, and I just stuck with them. Now, I did try every single color you can imagine. I tried red, green, orange, yellow. I even made some glow-in-the-dark ones. I showed them last week. Colors don't matter. Colors. See these colors of these? All these are rattles. And you got multiple different colors there.
Mhm.
The colors don't attract fish. You know who they attract?
Us.
The fishermen, exactly.
All them rattles do is attract the fish in the water.
Exactly. And in the dark water that I'm fishing, they're not seeing them colors anyway. Not catfish. You know, walleyes or bass or something. They might see a little bit of that color, but they're not going to see it, the catfish. So a black rattle's fine for me. I don't need anything fancy, but that's just me. It works for me, and I'll stick with it. But, you know, everybody's got their own little technique. You know, they like different hooks, this, that, and the other thing. The only thing I use J hooks for is when I'm fishing for trout or bullheads or my sunnies for my bait. That's the only time you'll see me with a J hook, because I got to keep getting them. Put them in my live well, bring them home, put them in my big bait tank. You know what I mean? This way here, when I fish a tournament or whatever, I don't have to go fishing prior to going fishing. I just reach in my bait tank and get my bait out. So you'll find out the longer you fish, you'll find these little nooks and crannies to help you out. You know what I mean? Live bait to me is number one, because the fresher the better. Just like you going to the supermarket, you're not going to go to a deli counter and buy the stuff that's already pre-cut that's over there on the shelf somewhere. That's, you don't know how long that's been there. I want the fresh stuff. Give me the fresh stuff. You know what I mean? Same thing with the catfish. They don't want the dead stuff. They want that good stuff.
Right.
The fresher, the better.
River Rat
And
says he's on his
whatever
way
your
up
bait
to
is, whatever bait it is you're using, fresh bait that's legal in your state, use that. Whatever you can get that's legal, use it, because you're not going to beat fresh bait, I'm telling you. And for the flatheads, I'll bet you 85% of the time I'm using live bait. And I say 85% because that gives me 15% on them real bad days when we had heavy rain, a lot of debris coming down. Water is super muddy. It's worse than chocolate milk. It's so dirty. Then I'll use cut bait because it puts a scent trail into what I'm fishing. Because when those fish are sitting there, they're tired of that stuff smacking them in the face. So they're in a deeper hole, letting that debris go over their back. But if you put that scent trail that's going down into that hole a little bit, and they're hungry, they're going to come out, they're going to grab that bait. And if you're lucky, maybe you can even put that bait right in the hole a little bit. At least they're not getting that stuff smacked in the face. You're not going to swim around with that stuff smacking you in the face all night long. It's just not going to happen.
One good thing about a bullhead, if you put a bullhead right in front of a flathead's face, he's either going to kill it or he's going to devour it.
They hate them for some reason. I think it's because they eat their offspring.
If you put a 10 or 11-inch bullhead in front of a flathead's face, one of two things are going to happen. He's going to head slap it and kill it, or he's going to devour it whole.
I use 14 and 15-inch bullheads with no problem.
Mm-hmm. I've been lucky to find a few 11 inches, but I haven't found anything bigger.
Laughing Cat says catfish don't care about the color or sound. They are scent hunters.
Exactly. Yep.
But I do know this. They see a big bluegill in front of their face. They just inhale it. They sit there and inhale it. They don't move until they're ready to.
Well, and they hold on to it for a while before they swallow it because
Of
they
course,
can
they're
spit out
crushing
that hook.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one thing about bullhead or flatheads, they don't swim away from you. They swim side to side. They swim right to left. So that line ain't gonna get tight until they get too far to the right or too far to the left.
Well, that's always one of the reasons I watch my line too. I don't just watch the tip of my rod because unless you're on your reel, you get slack in the line and you won't know if your line's wandering over unless you keep an eye on it. And that's
why-
one thing I look for.
Well,
That's
the
why
river
I'm
that
glad
I
to have,
fish, you can
Yeah.
use your ratchet on your reel
Mhm.
because our current is nowhere near what the James is. I couldn't put my ratchet on the James because the river's so swift that it just puts a big bow in your line and will constantly just keep taking the line out.
Yeah, if
You know
you
what
have
I mean?
bait hook on your bait reels, you can use them.
Right. Well, on our river we can use them. Down on the James you can't use them. So
So what were you finding on the James? You
Blues.
started saying when you were with Dustin, it was your line was bending over or your rod was
No.
bending over?
The technique that they use on the James River for blues versus flatheads, it's a little similar, but there's a lot of other tricks that they have. They either drift, they bump, they're dragging, they're using planer boards. Up here, we're anchored and we're just sitting in one spot and just throwing lines out the back. So they got a lot more going on down there, but you're looking for holes, like a little bit of structure, from the rocks and stuff. Up here, it's all wood for me. We don't have big boulders. We don't have any of that. They got them down there. We don't have them.
Well,
now they
what
have them
about
up on the Susquehanna River. They got a lot of boulders, and you got to watch your boat. A lot of guys have jets, but I've seen them put 20-inch holes in their bottoms too, dragging them across those rocks.
Yeah, the other day the guy hit something underwater and he didn't have that kill switch thing for his motor and he hit it and the motor flew over and landed in his lap.
Wow.
Still running. Yeah, he was pretty bad off. But he was still alive and at Vanderbilt Hospital, so prayers out to him and his family because that had to be devastating. But when you're fishing your river, the Schuylkill, did I say that? No, Schuylkill.
Yes, you did. You said it good. Schuylkill.
Okay. Schuylkill. I always mess that one up. But when you're fishing that, you say that it's low and then you have deep pockets. Is there anything, an indication on the bank that tells you what's going to be underwater that you look for?
No. Every spring, before I start my fishing, I patrol both sides of the river. Even though I can do it from the center of the river because my side imaging will hit both sides, I don't do that. I go as close as I can to the bank over here. I'll run like maybe in 5 feet of water, 4 feet of water with my side scan, and I'm looking what's under these logs, these laydowns. And sometimes you'll see a lot of brush, and sometimes you won't. What you'll see a big indentation. So then you have to hit it from another side because that's telling you there's something there. And then you'll end up finding it from the other side. Oh, there's a hole there. I didn't know it. You know what I mean? And you can't really find a hole unless you're over top of it to actually, but because all the brush is there, you can't really see it.
Okay.
But, yeah, I do a lot of scouting prior to my fishing time. That's why I said I'll start like in April, my show, And then at the end, when the water temperature gets back down to 50 again, because they just turn off. And every year, the river's changing. Every year.
Yeah.
You get a big high flow, and that log jam that was up there around the bridge might be gone the next year. You know, it's probably down hit another bridge down somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's the way it is on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Well-
You have log jams and trees down in one spot on down below Alton, and either a day later or a month later, it's gone.
I was watching Danny Stone last night. It looked like he had a logging mill dropping stuff in the water. That's how much
Yeah,
debris
that's
was
what,
coming down.
That
Yeah.
He
was
had to leave his
Alton
spot. He
Dam
couldn't
was-
fish it.
Right.
That was because Alton Dam had all 5 gates open, and they were pushing all the debris downriver.
Ashley Brady came in.
Hello,
Hello,
Ash.
Ashley.
On the Mississippi, the last dam before you get to Danny Stone and them is Alton Dam. And when they have all 5 gates open and the lock open, all that debris that's above the dam goes right straight down river like a torpedo. And they just find the banks when they get down the Danny's and Parkes area.
Well, some of the things I was talking about is not so much, I know you said the log jams were good, but I noticed when like kayak, I
Catfish?
forget his name. Yeah,
Right,
kayak catfish. When he goes out and he's in his kayak, when he's looking for transition change, he looks to the bank and he sees some rock and then he'll see some sand. And he says, that's the transition. That's where I want to fish, because what's up on the bank is what's underneath the water.
A lot of times, but not 100%.
Not 100%, but
Right.
the log jams, I understand, change with every change of water depth. Because the deeper water, you get some big logs that will be pushed in from up above to where it empties. And other times you just may have a down tree that is now making good cover in 6 feet of water that the flathead might have had a hole in. So I get that. But I was wondering what cues you in other than if you didn't have electronics, how would you know where to fish on your water?
With no electronics.
Right.
Wing dams, they're within eyesight. You can see those. Lay downs, of course, like Justin Johnson does. He sees it coming in the water from the bank, and he figures he can follow it down. But with no electronics, you don't know. So you
Right.
start casting over there and finding out if it's hooked up or not. But yeah, if I had no electronics, boy, it would be rough for what I'm doing, because I
No.
rely 100% on my electronics. Well, that's why I bought a big unit like that. That's probably
Right.
the most expensive thing on my boat.
Well,
No.
I went, my Garmin 4 Plus is what I have. It's what I could afford.
Right.
It's my first fish finder. I'm elated with it.
There you go.
If I had a hummingbird that I could afford, I'd be elated with that too.
Right.
But it's all what's in what you're capable of having at the time. And then you upgrade as you go along.
And you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to catch a catfish. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a poor
Now
man's
you tell
sport.
me I got a boat.
There you go. You know what boat stands for, right?
Put
Yeah.
up another 1,000.
Break out another 1,000.
Yeah.
That's why
So
I
I've been
don't like them.
That's why I'm still a bank fisherman.
Yeah. But on our river here, there's a lot of twists and turns to it. So there's most places along our river are owned, except for the water.
Right.
So if you get behind somebody's house and start fishing from the bank, you better be in the water. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you're just asking for trouble.
Right.
But what I like to
That's just-
do on our bends, when you get the high water and all the debris coming down,
Mm-hmm.
our river's almost like a snake. It just winds like this. I'll fish all the inside bends. So as the debris coming down and going like this to go to the next bend, like it come around, I'm fishing
Mhm.
over here on the other side of the river where the debris is coming around this way. So I'll fish all the inside bends all the way down. And that's just for that scenario.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll fish the outside bends with the current as long as there's no debris smacking the fish in the face, because fish like current. And the current actually helps put the scent further down in the water than not. So,
Now, I know your river is shallow.
yep.
And how shallow is it when there's no rain?
In August, you can walk across the river several different spots. That's how shallow it is.
So
I could probably walk all the way across, all the way down the river, and it'd probably come up to the top of my chest in August when there's no rain.
Wow. Right.
you wouldn't have anything like a sunken boat underneath the water with a hole in it that could hold flatheads.
No, the stretch of river that I fished, if they find tires and stuff that were washed down, they clean the river up pretty good. They take the tires and stuff out of the river. All that big debris, other than wood's natural. They'll leave that in there.
Mhm.
But anything like tires or an outhouse one time was actually out in the river because the water got up so high, it came through the park and took the outhouses out.
Wow.
And down further, there's a dam. So the outhouses went over the dam.
That,
Okay.
yikes.
A porta
But
potty going
for the
down
most
river.
part, they keep the river clean. And
Welcome back,
most of the
butterfly.
fishermen that I see fishing from the bank, they make their area look better than when they got there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They clean up. Most of the guys are really good on the river. I know a lot of them personally, so I stop and say hi to them, even though they're fishing from the bank and I don't. I stop over to see how they're doing, and I tell them what I did in the morning, while out on the boat. But you meet a lot of nice people along the river,
Oh yeah, you do.
Absolutely.
and if there's anything that they're like, if they're just starting out and they're doing something, and I'm watching them for a while, I won't tell them what to do. I might suggest a little something. I usually have bait that I bring back to my bait tank, because anything that I catch, I'll take out with me fishing. But if I don't use it, I bring it back and put it in my bait tank again. But if I stop over and I see these guys and they're using worms or chicken livers or something, I'll say, would you like a couple of fresh bait, just to throw it out there, see how you do? And a lot of times they'll take it. They'll take that little extra bait. They give you a thank you, and so be it.
Did you help them with the hooking of it, your angle and your method of hooking it, or do most of them say, yeah, thanks, and then that's it?
No, usually they're using it for cut bait because their rods aren't anything set up the way mine are. If they got
Gotcha.
a big fish on them, the line's gone. They're going to snap off, because a lot of them use too light a line for the kind of fishing that I do.
Right.
Yeah. I don't use a lot of heavy line like a lot of people over here do, because they use this big, thick 50, 60-pound line. I don't do that. I use 40-pound braid.
I don't use braid at all.
I
I
don't know.
have it on one
I use
rod. I have it on one rod. I have it on a bumping rod, but other than that, and that's 80-pound. But all my other rods all have monofilament, and I have 50-pound monofilament on mine.
Now, see, I have 30 on mine, but my leaders are 80 pounds.
Right, mine's 80 also. But I changed 2 years ago. I used to use 30-pound main line, and I lost 3 big fish. And I blamed it on the line, because that's where it snapped. It didn't break anywhere down near the barrel or the leader. Wasn't a knot that came undone. It was the actual line, because it stretched so much from that fight of the fish that it eventually snapped, because of course it's going in and out of structure too, but
Right.
you always have that abrasion resistance thing going on, fighting the fish back and forth around a log or whatever. But ever since I put the 50-pound test main line on, I haven't lost a fish yet.
Nice.
Knock on
I
wood. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but as of right now, for 2 years, I haven't lost a fish. Everything that I hooked, I brought into the boat. Now, granted, you'll catch some fish and you'll lose them because they just didn't take the hook. You know what I mean? They were just mouthing the bait,
Right.
and you pulled the bait out of their mouth, fighting them or whatever. But I had that happen a lot. But most of the time, if that fish is hooked, he's coming in the boat. I'm not losing him.
Ashley, I forgot where you're at. Where are you at again?
Ashley says she doesn't want a boat, but I want to get off the bank to get out deeper in the lake for perch and walleye.
If I remember,
So she's
correctly,
thinking about a canoe.
I think she might be up in your area of the woods too, Robin.
If she is, she'll just have to go fishing with me.
There you go.
That's what I'm
I'll
trying to find out.
pick her
where
up
she's at.
and take her out once I get my motor fixed. Now, Thomas uses a lighter leader than he does mainline, and I know a lot of people do.
I do it too because I don't want to lose all my gear and rigs.
If he's using a three-way system, I see a lot of people doing that. The dropper loop that goes to the weight, they'll put a lighter weight on their line, like 15-pound or 12-pound test. This way here, if they get caught in the rocks, they'll snap the weight off and still have their hook in their rig. And if they're using a Sandy Cooper rig, well, you're talking spook, a hook, the 80-pound main line and a barrel swivel. That's money. You know what I mean? So just losing a sinker, I've seen a lot of people doing that. Running a freeway.
Yeah, that's what I use as a three-way.
Ashley says she's 5 minutes from Lake Erie.
Really, Ashley, where at? In Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, what? Because Lake Erie goes to all of them. See, now Laughing Cat says he'd rather lose a fish than a weight.
Yeah, because there's weights. They're starting to cost more to buy them. Ohio.
Then you're not very far from me.
That's where
I'm
you're
up
at,
in
right, Robin?
Michigan. Yeah, I'm up in Michigan, just across the Toledo, Ohio.
Okay,
border.
right on the border there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a half an hour north of the Toledo border into Michigan. So Northeast Ohio more than likely is because Toledo's over in the Northeast, but I plan on going to Sandusky Bay. I plan on calling Brad and say, let's go fishing. And
We've got Ashley now there too, so Ashley's going to have to get a hold of you, and you guys can set up a time to go fishing.
yeah, and I'm going to meet up with the brothers and go fishing with Eric and Curtis. Going to meet up with John Euler, going to fish with him. I have plans to go down to the James River. I'm going to be fishing the Tennessee River this year. So
You're toting your boat all the way around?
To Tennessee, I'm toting it too. In the James River, no, I will be on my Mystery Joey's boat.
Your Mystery Joey's boat?
Yep. When I fish against J-Dog, I'm not going to use his brother as my Joey. I have found a Mystery Joey to take me out on the James to be my Joey when I fish against J-Dog.
I know who your Joey is. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
So, I don't know that you know him.
I think I do. I'll message you.
There's only 4 people I know down there on the James. And one's a guide. Dan from Goober Time.
Yeah, no, I'm not using a guide.
Okay. How about Stand 3 and Stand 2?
Nope.
Okay. How about
Wrong
Dustin
way.
and Sean?
Who?
Dustin and Sean from TSW.
Nope. Not fishing with Sean at all. Nope.
Okay. Well, you didn't mention Dustin.
Yeah.
He's part of TSW.
It's Dustin TSW?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Well,
And then you have Austin from Fish
You
and
just
Fever.
gave it away right there.
no, I did not.
Sounded it to
Yes,
me.
you did.
Yeah, you
Sounded
did.
it to
You
me,
didn't
Rob.
deny it. You did. You did not deny it.
But I can't believe you don't know Dustin's part of TSW.
Well, because I didn't want you guys to go to Austin. Don't tell J Dog.
Hey, I knew who it was when you said your secret. Who your secret?
So you knew it was Fish and Fever?
Say what?
So you knew it was Fish and Fever?
I knew it was Dustin.
It's Austin.
I said Austin.
Yes,
From
you
Fish
did
and
say
Fever.
Austin. And I was trying to answer it without telling you.
Right. Well, the cat's out of the bag now.
But we can't let J Dog know, because then you'll
I'm not
look at
saying a
how
word.
Austin fixes.
Hey,
Unless
J
he's
Dog
watching this
rarely
show,
comes
sweetie,
in here,
he's
so
just
you're
going to learn
you're
on his
good.
own.
Yeah, somebody's gonna tell him.
I'm sure
Actually-
somebody in this house here is going to tell him.
Yeah, there's 40 people in the house. Someone
Exactly.
just, now there's 39, so someone just went to go tell J Dog.
Yep. So now J Dog's going to go over and pull the plug out on Austin's boat.
That's right. 205 Wild Action. Congratulations on your first walleye today.
Ashley asked a question to you, Robin. Have you ever heard of Vermilion River
I have.
or Steelhead?
The gray steel. I've heard of steelhead. I've not specifically caught one.
I think she's talking about river. Gray Steelhead.
Gray steelhead, the
Great.
river?
Yeah, the Great Steelhead River.
Oh, great. No, I have not heard of that one. I'll look it up though, Ashley. I'll have Avid text you my phone number and then we can talk and we can set up days. But let's get back to Ed because I went off the gamut there. So you're going to be fishing on your midnight show.
Yes.
Is it every midnight or is it every Friday night that you're going to do it during the flathead season from 50 degrees to
I'm
50
just gonna be
degrees?
following Jody's show every Friday night. So
You
whatever
ready
her
for
show gets
everybody
done,
that's been on Jody's show to follow over to your show?
They can. And the ones that are fishing on Jody's show, if they want to stay up and fish some more, they can come right into my show and still continue to fish.
Then I'll be fishing with you on your show.
If you like,
There you go.
yes. You're more than welcome.
Yes, I know, Thomas. I got off on a tangent. I smack my hand next time you see me.
No, don't smack her
He said
hand.
Ed is supposed to be the focus of the show.
Honey,
Hey, she's allowed to go up on her tangents.
Ed in Tennessee.
No, I'm not.
I said you were.
But I did have to congratulate 205 Wild Action because when you catch a species,
Who?
a new species that you haven't caught before, that's a big deal.
Ed in Tennessee.
There you go, Ashley. I just sent the
Ed is
information.
supposed to be the focus of the show.
That's if you can get your boat started, Robin. Shut up, Thomas. I'll be up. It'll be running by next week. What advice do you have to boat owners, Ed?
It's probably something simple.
Yeah, like,
I'm saying your problem is maybe the fuel was sitting in the gas tank too long.
no, it was
Because-
empty.
Those fuel lines, if they don't have fuel sitting in them for a while,
Right.
they start to dry rot on the inside. And then when you start pushing gas through there, little fragments get caught in your bowl in your carburetors.
Ooh,
So that stops the gas from doing its job. You know what I mean? It's not
yeah.
combustible anymore.
You know what? You're probably really right on that point right there. And that's why I said I need to change that line from my tank to the bulb to the
And
motor.
don't go with the gray lines that they had, the old style. They're the worst for ethanol gas.
Right.
They
It's
chew
black
the lines out. The liner, the fuel line, they chew it up. You know, the ethanol. If you're
Okay.
using non-ethanol gas, you could get away with it. But I would go with the more expensive fuel lines that they have out now, and it's
Okay.
for that purpose. It's not correcting it at 100%, but it's doing a lot better than what the old line did. And
Right.
I know
Now,
that for a fact because I just had mine done. Cost me
well,
$1,100 to have my whole motor serviced because I don't do it myself.
I'll say I want to do it myself. I want to be hands-on with it, and I want to be, in it. And I want to, I'll have people that know what's going on watching me, to say, hey, watch this, you need to look out for that. But I'm going to be the one doing the work. That's why it's in a garage. It's a heated garage. I'm going to even do some, the guy that comes in there does a pontoon business. And he does all the boats, winterizing the wrap and everything. And he does maintenance on all the pontoon boats in the facility.
Okay.
So he's going to come in, and I'm going to give him a list of the things that I've seen that I want to fix and how he thinks I should best fix it. Plus, I have to weld a ladder. Right now, my boat is so high, to get onto it in a driveway is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. In the water from a dock, it's fine.
Right.
But if I'm going to be repairing it, like I want to move the bench from the back, I want to move it to the side. I want to put 2 captain's chairs in the back. And then in the very front, in front of the gates, I want to put 2 captain's chairs there so that the people that are, abled swimmers, because I have friends that can swim anywhere, anyhow, anyway, they'd be able to fish up there. I personally would not because I tend to fall.
What if
I would
you
be
get
over the
someone
rail.
that swims like a rock?
The swimmers, the people that swim like a rock would be behind the gate with the gate closed. Yeah.
I had to throw that wrench in there.
But so yeah, that's the thing. Again, I go off on another tangent, sticking my hand out for Thomas to slap.
Thomas can't slap you. I won't let him.
But yeah, it makes sense. And that's a good point that you gave me, is that the inside of the black line that's going from the tank to the engine
Do the carburetor.
probably, yep, went into the carburetor.
Yep. Happens all the time. So don't feel left out.
Well, and I didn't know if I missed something. Like, is there a kill switch underneath to turn the key? I've never had a boat that had a motor on it. I've had oars, or I've had a trolling motor. That's it. Can't beat a pontoon. You're right, Jody. You're right, Thomas. And I'll tell you what, my dog had no problem going from dock to the pontoon, back up to the dock. That was another issue I thought I was going to have, and I didn't have it because he's going to be my fishing partner.
There you go.
Jody says you can't beat a pontoon.
Agreed. Yep, that's what I just said. That Jody said. Where were you?
Thomas says a pontoon's great because you can set it up any way you want.
Yeah, I may even take the bench seat out altogether and then just put 4 of the captain's chairs in the back.
Make sure to leave your live well in there in case you have live bait. You can keep it.
I don't have a live well in there right now.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I have to build me one.
What's the length of your boat?
What's the
Robin.
month?
The length.
It's 16 foot 1 inch.
Okay, and you got a 7-foot platform on there, I would say.
In the front is 4 foot. So there's a 12-foot gated area.
Thomas says his pontoon boat has reclining seats out of a minivan.
Interesting.
I would never have taken reclining seats out of a minivan because they're not waterproof, but you can do whatever you want to your pontoon.
Yeah.
Your boat.
If it was me, it would just be lounge chairs up there. That's it.
Well, and that's the key thing is with captain's chairs, I can either bring them or I can leave them at home and it'd still be a flat area.
Right.
Yeah, but with your bench seat, you have storage under it.
Not
Right.
really, because the battery compartment is right there.
Okay, so when you take the seats out, you got the batteries exposed to the elements.
No, I'd make a battery box that's waterproof.
Okay.
Hey, she's on top of this.
Yeah, she's got it figured out.
That's the only reason I might leave the couch in there, Jody, is because if I'm going out and doing night fishing and I want to have a nap, I'd have that couch to lay on.
Jody, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, Jody's teaching her good right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Hey, Jody wakes up to 40-pound fish, so I'm not going to knock that at all.
But that's why I think I'll initially try it on the side first. So that to see if I like the bench on the side.
Yeah.
Robin,
So-
you're going to find setting up the boat to fit your needs is probably the most enjoying part of the boating part.
Yeah, you and your fishing partner's needs.
Because
Yeah.
you set it up the way you want it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just remember, that bench ain't wide enough for you and your fishing partner to sleep on.
He's going to have his own bed on the boat. I have a dog bed for him.
Yeah, but we know he likes to sleep in bed with you.
Well, he'll sleep on my hip and in the curve of my knee like he does now.
Right.
Heck, he pushed me off of J-Dog's couch onto the floor at 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, get up, take me out. Because I was sleeping on the couch. And I had to throw pillows at my husband to wake him up. So I didn't wake the rest of the house up because he didn't hear me. It was pretty funny because everybody knew I was on the floor by the time it was done. Chucky says, don't take up your room with a live well unless you're going to tournament fish.
No, you don't need a big live well. You just need a decent sized one where you can keep your bluegills and stuff in there that you
Right.
use for flatheads and catfishing.
Well,
Robin,
fishing stuff,
I don't have
Yes.
a live well in my boat at all.
what do you use?
I use it's like a real small cooler for my bait fish.
Uh-huh.
But when I do fish at tournaments, I have a big, huge Yeti cooler that I use for my flatheads. And when I'm flathead fishing for a tournament, I throw all my bait in the same cooler that I'm putting my flatheads in.
Okay.
So I don't have that extra little cooler for the bait.
Good night, Steve.
Good night, Steve.
So he says he's off to bed. He's got to work in the morning. Catch you later. Well,
Good
you
night,
know,
205.
Fish and Stuff did a live well type thing where he put the bubbler into the cooler, which is what I plan on doing. And then I just bring it on and off the boat with me.
Right.
That's good for bait, but for flatheads, especially in like August and June, July, and August, let's say that the water's real warm. When you put them in a cooler, that water's not staying cool for very long because
Right.
they regurgitate and there's a lot of ammonia in the water.
Yeah.
You got to get that out. So you're constantly. This is my rule of thumb. Every hour on the hour, I pump water out of the cooler and then I put fresh water back into the cooler every hour on the hour, just to keep
I
my
don't-
fish alive.
I don't plan on putting any of my catfish in it.
If you fish a tournament, you will.
If I fish a tournament, yes, then I would have to change that.
Right.
And in that aspect, I would get one of the bigger tanks that I saw at CatCon that could go right in the corner in front of the console. And it would take up one of the seats in there, but pretty much that would be the only, time that I would probably be alone in the boat.
Yeah, some of the tournaments I fished, the guys bring them in on stringers. That's not good.
The
You know
one
what I
on the
mean?
tails?
No,
Did you see the stringer on the tails?
Good night, size matters.
They had a nice keep them alive stringer that you put on the tails of the catfish and kept them in the water.
How is that good? If you're holding by the tail, okay, on a rope or whatever, and the current's going down, the fish is actually the water's going through the gills backwards. That's not good for the fish.
I just said they had a nice setup. I mean, it can't be just for catfish. It could be for any fish. But is it holding them tight enough where they can't face
I don't see
which
how
way
that's
the
gonna-
current is coming?
All the fish have to face the current in order to stay alive.
Well, I don't think this stringer would hold them back from being able to do that.
I don't know. I'd have to see that.
I'd have to see it too because I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Steve Douglas talked about it in whose live was he in? I think it was Chad's Fields to Water. He talked about the innovation of it and how he liked seeing new things on the market. I looked at them, but I wasn't going there for that. I wasn't going for a live tank or anything like that. I was going for my anchors, my net, and a measuring bar. I was going to get a catfish cutting board also, but they don't have them for the square rails
The rails
on
that
the
you have on
pontoon
your
net.
pontoon. Right.
So they said by the end of the year they'd have them,
Okay.
that they're working on them. So there was a few things I went to get that I couldn't get. The only fish that should be on a stringer are the fish that you plan to keep. I agree, Thomas. I just said this one was by the tail and not through their gills. But my plan is the only time that fish will be in my cooler is if it's bait fish, if I go out for walleye. They can go in there. If you have a 80-gallon cooler that you're putting, double bubblers in, that it's keeping it oxygenated, and you can recycle the water through. Because he did one where it replenishes the water. Somehow, I don't know. I didn't build it, so I don't know the details yet. But, that's all things to look into. But
Well,
if you look,
Go ahead.
if you looked at the live wells at CatCon, I think the smallest amount that I saw that was reasonable for what you were getting was $800. Well, I can build me something for less than $800.
Sure can.
I got a live well in my truck that I have an air filter and filtration system in that takes all the nasty stuff from the fish out and filters it and puts it back in with a aerator that can run off a car battery or a boat battery.
There you go.
That's under $100 to make.
Right. And I probably have the filter down in the basement from when I had fish tanks.
Yeah, if you have a fishing aquarium filter, that's all you need.
And they're going in my backyard pond with my koi's that have a filtration system on it that's
Yeah.
open year round. So
All you need is a recirculating water filter that hangs off the side of your cooler and an air pump or air stone that you can plug into with the clips on it. They can either plug into your boat or clamp onto your battery to run, and you get yourself a nice portable live well that you can take on off a cooler with a
Yeah.
50-quart cooler.
Laughing Cat says any fish that's strung by the tail will likely die because they can't swim.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking, but
I'd have to see it.
Yeah, I'll look for the link.
Device.
I don't think I even took the information down because I knew I wasn't looking for that. What do you guys think of the net that stretches out that's supposed to keep fish in? Luke from Carp and Catfish had one on his
Decoy
boat when he
bags.
was there. What are they?
Decoy bags.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, they used to use them. Well, they still do on the tournaments on the Potomac River. They use decoy bags for their tournaments. As a matter of fact, I got a couple in the garage. And the thing is with them, when you're sitting in one spot, the fish can hang over the side of the boat in a decoy bag, and he can face upstream, so he can stay pretty well in that bag.
Right.
The thing is, when you go to move, you're taking him out of the water, putting him on the deck of the boat, getting to your next spot. He's been out of water for how long? I don't know how long you make your run. Maybe 15 minutes, maybe an hour. You know, it depends on the river and where you want to fish. But that fish being out of water for 20 minutes, it would be a shocker. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to me, that's why I had to build a portable live well that I could put in and out of the boat as needed. It's only in there when I fish tournaments. It's out of there when I'm not fishing tournaments.
Yeah, and I like the tournaments amongst friends. You know, like fishing 1v1s, 2v2s, fishing at night with other people without it being a tournament. That's the type of fishing I like because it's non-stress. It's not
Right.
like, oh, come on, I need to get the big one. You know, I'd be satisfied with a big one, but I don't have to have it.
That's why Jody's catfish or flathead challenge is so much fun. You know what I mean?
Right. That's
We're
why I
fishing
asked her if I could
amongst,
fish it.
other people in the community, and it's just bragging rights, and that's fun in itself. You know?
Right. Bragging rights amongst friends.
Exactly.
Thank you, Annette, for sharing
There's a lot of
this link.
smack talk going on all these tournaments, and it's all in fun. But you know, we have fun doing it.
Well, keeping nets are almost like a big fish live well. They can swim around, but they can't swim around naturally like they'd like. So
Well, and if you're doing flatheads like Ed and he's staying there the whole duration,
a keeping net would be fine. If you're doing flatheads, but blues, that's treacherous to them.
catfish, or Thomas says either catch and release or keep and eat. Yeah, that's
I don't need anything. Everything in my boat is CPR. Catch, photograph, release. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat
That's-
nothing out of that river.
well, yeah, if I'm not going to eat it from the waterway, I'm not going to keep it unless it's a bluegill, and then I'll keep it alive and bring it home to live in my pond till I use it again.
Right. I can catch a ton of bluegill at Horseshoe Lake within. I can catch about maybe 150 bluegill within about 3 hours at Horseshoe Lake,
Nice.
and I can bring them home in my live well and put them in my live well here, and they'll stay alive until I take them out and go flathead fishing with them. I won't put a sucker or a carp in my live well in my truck because it'll mess up the filtration system. It'll mess up the stone, and it'll stain the side of your live well too from the carps. Because they put something off on their skin after you put them in there, and you have to completely take everything out and re-clean it.
Yeah, slime gets bad.
Oh, it's not bad because I have a cooler with a lid on it, but when you open it back up, you got bubbles and everything, and you didn't put anything in there that had bubbles in it. It just comes off the carpet and the suckers that way.
Right. Ed, I am looking forward to your show starting in mid-April. I think
Thank you
you're going to
very
go
much.
far with it. I think
Well,
it's going to
think
go
we're gonna
far.
be fishing against one another.
Yeah.
If
I
you're
wanna
gonna be on
challenge
Jody's show, I'll be there.
I want to challenge everybody in chat to let's get Ed Evans' new show out there. So when he does go live, we'll have people in chat to be there with him. Let's
Abbott, I
push
would like
Ed
to do
Evans'
something for
channel.
your people in chat also.
What?
I would like you to get your tool out and let's give away a shirt and sticker combo. How's that?
All right, hold on a minute.
Okay. You always tell me to
Thomas says he's not against keeping fish to eat. He's just lazy and don't want to clean the fish. See, that's where my research comes in, Thomas. I like cleaning the fish that I'm going to eat because then I know what they like to eat so that I can use it the next time when I want to catch more.
Thomas doesn't have your sticker.
Oh, don't make me do this now.
Well, you put in for it, Thomas.
Here you go, Thomas. Here's your chance. And the
That's
shirt.
right. And a shirt.
I'll get Miss Butterflies to stand up and show you what the shirt looks like.
Let's see.
There you go.
We put you on solo. Very nice. What's on the front?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's got a fish hook, but that's on
Oh,
her jewelry.
yeah.
Oh, that's a nice
Oh.
shirt.
And he's getting hats.
Shh.
So,
You gave
hats
away
today
your-
here?
Hats,
that?
hats. I'm a hats fan.
Yeah, I'm giving hats away later on in life after I get them. I think it's going to be 2 weeks before they get here because they're embroidered. They're not silk screen.
Right.
See, then he can't use my hair as an excuse not to take me on the boat. Right?
Oh. Hey, I like your method, Butterflies. You got a good method.
Thomas wants to know how you pronounce the name of the river. Schuylkill. Thomas says hats are expensive.
Yes, they are.
That's why when mine flew off my head today, I made sure I went and grabbed it.
Everybody in chat, if you want to get on that giveaway for the sticker and the shirt, that's what you put in.
Good luck to everyone.
Joe Ziegler says, hi, Jimmy. Hello,
in chat
everybody.
The ones who win that
That's not
T-shirt
how
and
it's spelled.
stickers.
Not
Put
Put in
Everybody-
put Fish on Ed for a sticker and a T-shirt
Let me get a sticker.
from Ed.
Get in there.
Hi, Tanya. That's another one I got to see at CatCon.
Robin, you can get in on it.
No, I'm
Get
gonna let.
in on it, Robin. You don't have one, do you?
I don't.
Put in on it. What are you waiting for, woman?
See, I told you can get in on it.
Well, I was gonna let everybody else have their shot.
Everybody's gonna have a free shot, except me. I don't do those anymore.
Here's what the stickers look like.
Your stickers are cool.
Hold on a minute. Let me.
Just like the shirt.
There you go. Those are nice.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Newbie alert. There we go.
Bobcat made my stickers for me.
Bobcat does some awesome stickers. That's
He
who made
does some
mine.
nice work, I'll tell you.
So if you want to get in on the sticker and the T-shirt, now's the time.
And the T-shirts of your size.
Yeah. She says, school kill.
Skoo kill. Skoo kill.
Skookle.
You're right, Thomas. Doesn't
Don
spell-
Johnson
it's
says,
not
hey,
spelled
Ed and
all
butterflies.
like that.
Don, get in for
Say
you.
it with the now. Skoo kill.
Yeah.
Like a
Hey,
skewer. Okay? Skoo kill.
We are putting in fish #fish on Ed for a t-shirt
And a
and
sticker
stickers by Ed Evans.
Hey, PD Fishing, long time no see, bud.
He's been in here for a while.
Hi, PD.
It's a big name. He fishes with Paula.
Laughing Cat says, see, we still don't know how it's pronounced. LOL.
So we know how it's pronounced. Just some people just don't want to pronounce it the correct way.
Thomas has been hard on me tonight. He must not have Sharina to pick on.
No, but Serena went to bed. Serena went to bed, so he's up, so he's picking on everybody freely.
There you go.
That's okay. I can take it. Plus, I got Thomas in some pictures, and he doesn't like getting his picture taken. So there, Thomas.
Oh, from CatCon, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
that was a blast.
I bet it was.
Just to meet the people. But I'll tell you what, Friday night, I could not keep my eyes open. By the time that we found our spot to sleep, it was like 6 p.m. We were out cold, dog included.
Huh.
But then I guess this means that we're really old because today, after being out in the fresh air for about 3 or 4 hours,
She crashed.
no, it was about 4 hours. We came home and we crashed hard. And the dog was the first one asleep.
So, Robin, how much fishing gear did you buy at CatCon?
I bought 2 anchors, one for the front and one for the back of the pontoon. I bought,
Did you get a net?
I did. I bought a hydro net or
There you
hydro
go.
well, whatever. Yeah, I have that. I bought monster rod holders,
How many of them did you get?
10.
10. Wow. That's money right there.
Bam.
He gave me a good deal though by buying
Okay.
so many.
Yeah, well, he probably had a show discount too.
Yeah, he said it was already like 15% off.
Okay.
And then he gave Dalton a shirt, my dog.
Nice.
Really?
I did not get any reels, Thomas, because by the time I bought all the stuff that I did get, I spent a lot of money there. I went over budget. So I didn't pick up any reels there, and I should have. I'm shy some reels. So as time goes on, I'll be getting them.
So what kind of reels do you like, Robin?
Oh, my favorite,
Yeah.
no doubt, is Ancient Mariner.
Okay.
But keep in mind, my Abu Garcia I've not used yet. And neither have I used my Piscifun Chaos 50s.
Well, I think you can still get the Ancient Mariners for under $100 if you use Haz's code or Jody's code, right?
Yeah. It might be just right at $100. Well, after spending all the money I did in the last 3 months,
Understandable.
between getting the boat, getting new tires on the car, getting, going to CatCon, spending the money at CatCon.
Heads up.
Yeah.
Tanya
That's
says,
quick.
Tanya says she bought 10 rods, 2 reels, and 12 takedown rod holders.
Wow.
Nice. And that's the thing is next CatCon I'll be going after more reels than rods because I'm doing pretty good on my rods.
There you go.
Okay,
I
Okay.
have a Mad Catz, I have a Freddy's, and I have 4 Uncle Lou's.
everybody that just come in, you have a chance to get on a free sticker and free T-shirt from Fish on Ed. So please put on hashtag Fish on Ed in chat. And as soon as we get 5 more people in there, we will spin it.
Oh, Thomas, I talked about that. I didn't get it. Well, I got it at CatCon, but I didn't purchase it. I was awarded by winning a reel on Sharina and Thomas's show. I won a antique Abu Garcia, and it is nice, and it will be on. I'm going to put that one on my Mad Catz, I think.
Did he put in for a shirt?
I don't know. I didn't see them. Yes.
It'll be a shirt size of your choice. So put in hashtag Fish on Ed.
Let me ask you. Okay.
Go ahead.
And I
Don
talked about
Johnson.
what's that?
Don Johnson, this is Butterflies and Sunshine. Did you put in for Ed's shirt and sticker?
Get him, Butterfly. Get him.
Yes, Thomas. I left CatCon with a reel.
He's not even answering.
Like I said, it Leaf.
I think he just popped in.
Did you leave? Hey, Joe. All right. If no one else wants in,
It's weird, isn't it?
Butterfly say win.
It's weird, isn't it?
When are we going to go for it, Butterfly?
When you're ready.
When?
Whenever.
He said when. Good luck, everyone. Joe Ziegler.
Congratulations, pal.
Congratulations, Joe. Yeah, Don Johnson did put in.
Joe Ziegler, send me your name, address, and zip code with your shirt size to edevans00@gmail.com, and I will get that out to you tomorrow. Congratulations.
Joe.
Congratulations.
And do you believe it? He just got a wrench tonight.
Awesome.
Did you say Gmail?
Yeah, gmail.com.
He gets a wrench tonight. Then he turns around and wins Ed's T-shirt and sticker. What's the odds in that, right? I think he needs to go buy a lottery ticket.
Might be a good idea.
How many people did you have in on that, Avid?
We had 13.
13? That's it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think the other ones are doing something and left the stream running.
Oh, okay.
Some of them will do that and they miss out.
Yeah. LG Bass says Mad Catz and Abus go together like peanut butter and jelly.
There you go.
And that you're awesome showing up Fish on Ed's link.
Yes, thank you. And stay watching for his new show to be coming out.
Yeah.
I got to head off here, guys. I hate to cut short after 3 hours.
We're
But-
fixing to end it.
That's okay.
I have to go give my brother-in-law his insulin.
So
Alrighty.
Bye,
Take care,
Robin.
Robin.
do you know
Butterflies and sunshine, thank you for coming up. It was so sweet to see you.
Well, thank you. It was good to be here.
Ed Evans, as always, keep
Have a nice
fishing
night
as you
here.
do.
We'll talk to you later.
Absolutely.
And I hope you
Abbott,
get that
I'll
boat
talk
running
to you.
soon.
What's that?
I hope you get that boat running soon.
I'll keep you posted.
Because we want to see some fishing action. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, I was
There you
ready
go.
to do it today.
Hey,
I,
she's
hear you.
learning that.
I saw
hey,
you. You were there.
She fixed. She's at the right place to learn everything she wants to know.
All
That's
right,
why she,
Abbott, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You guys, everybody in chat, thanks for coming in. It was nice seeing you all.
Take
Night,
care.
Rob.
And tight lines.
now, one last question.
Okay.
Do you know exactly what date you're going to be starting your show?
Yes. It will be April 21st. Will be my first show
And it's going to run for how long?
until water temperature gets back down to 50 again.
No, I mean, overnight, how long is it going to run? From midnight?
Oh, 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or longer. Depends on if we have a lot of people staying in. We'll just let it run. There's nobody
Yeah, 'cause-
behind me.
No one behind you, so
And I'm
And
there
if
till
you're
7 o'clock
fishing-
in the morning anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me.
right.
So I have no
Is-
problem letting it run. You know what I mean?
People are going to be in your chat anyway because you're fishing, and they want to be in there where someone's fishing and watch them.
Right.
Because everybody in like Jody says, he's always looking for someone live or someone out live fishing to where we can go in there and watch them. And once people come in there, they can share you out,
Okay. Yeah.
and they can share you out on the community tab or on Facebook and get more people to come in.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to come into the room and like moderate, they could do that too. That would help me out.
Well, I work graveyards anyway. I work them at night anyway as security.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I still have to sit down with Jody because we got a lot to hash out yet as far as me getting like the tool for the giveaways and stuff like that. But I also
Well,
have to find out how to get moderators because I don't know how to do that yet. So
The
I got a little
moderators-
time here. So
moderators are simple. All you have to do is be in chat, be live on one device, and on your second device have it open through YouTube,
right.
and go right next to their names where whoever you want to mod, there'll be 3 dots.
Okay.
You click on the 3 dots and you scroll down, you can add as a manager mod or a regular mod.
Okay.
And that's all you do. Now,
Sounds good.
To get the giveaway tool, all you have to do is go through Google and type in StreamYard giveaway tool.
Okay.
And that's all you have to do. And bookmark it. That's all you have to have. That's as simple as it gets. And once you bookmark it, you can open it up on the device you bookmarked it on, whether it be your tablet or your desktop or your laptop or whatever.
Yeah, I probably just use my tablet because
Yeah, good.
the phone I'm using is my camera.
Right. But you have to run it off the same thing that you're doing the camera with. So that's what I'm saying. If you get a portable laptop that's Wi-Fi, you could use that.
I got a laptop. I could use that.
That's fine.
Yeah, but
But you need a hotspot.
I don't
You
want
can
to put
use
it out in that weather though.
Uh.
Because you get that dew every morning, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, well, if you have protection over it, you can use it. Like a towel or something.
Yeah, the tablet has that, but my laptop doesn't.
No, I mean like put a towel over it when it starts doing, and then protect your tablet or your laptop.
Yeah, that usually everything gets wet when it's doing like that.
Right. But that's something for you to figure out.
Yeah, definitely. Or if I got somebody that comes in the room, wants to moderate the chat, and they have that tool, maybe they could run a giveaway or something for me.
Yeah, Mark has that tool. I have the tool.
Right.
I'm sure most everybody has a tool if they know how to get it.
Okay.
It's not
Sounds
hard
good.
to get. All you have to do is Google it, and once you get it Googled, you bookmark it, open it up, and you just go from there.
Awesome.
Like Brad says, do a live before it, and you can make mods in advance before you start doing your live after dark, after midnight show.
Well,
But pick mods you know you can trust.
yeah, I wanted to just start with the people that are already subscribed to me,
Right.
because on my first show I might have a giveaway, and these people have been with me for a while, so I'd rather give it to them first before I just start dumping people in. You know what I mean?
I'm not dishing other channels, but most channels I've seen, they give wrenches just to anybody.
Right.
But give them to a few people give them to the people you know, you can trust, that has your interest at heart
Right.
for
Right.
your show.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah, definitely.
And those people will take care of your, even if you don't do subscriber modes, those moderators will take care of the riffraff that comes in chat.
Yeah, but at nighttime you get a lot of it because you're the only channel open.
Yeah, but
I've
your
seen
mods
that
are
in the
still,
past from other people.
I know, I'm just saying, but the mods will still take care of it.
Yeah,
Because they can hide them from chat and they can report them.
right.
Any good mods will know they can hide a riffraff like that from chat and report them, and they won't be seen in chat again. And if they do come in under another name, they can keep doing the same thing, hiding them and reporting them, and that goes straight to StreamYard, or not StreamYard, but YouTube, and YouTube will take action against it.
Okay.
So,
Well, Avid, I
yeah.
want to thank you very much for inviting me. It was a blast. I enjoyed myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And your help is greatly appreciated. You know, trying to push my channel here a little bit. But you're where it all started, believe it or not.
Yeah, that was a brain. That got me last week when you said that.
Yeah. Oh, we don't forget where we got our start from. You know what I mean?
No, I just blew my mind when you said that last week. I'm like, huh?
You
Well,
forgot, right?
I wasn't even thinking about it when you were on
Because
last
you
week.
helped so many people. That's why it's easy for you, because you helped so many people. But
yeah, like you
for us
said,
people that are being helped, it's greatly appreciated, and we don't forget where we got our start.
right.
That's just me.
Like you said, I helped so many people. I have lives of how many people I've helped, and I have to go back from time to time to see who all I helped.
Right. Yeah.
And that's
You got an archive. That's what you got. You got an archive of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you helped a lot of people out. And
Joe
believe me,
said
it's
email
greatly
sent,
appreciated. Even if they don't say anything, I'm sure they appreciate it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they do.
I just got that reputation in the family or in the catfish community, which I like. I do things outside the box, and I always have and always will.
Nothing wrong with that. Everybody likes something a little different. You know what I mean?
Well, I told everybody when they hit 1K, that was coming up on my panel and congratulate me. He says, "What are you going to do with your channel?" And I says, "I'm going to keep doing what I do outside the box, taking care of the small people and letting you guys take care of the rest."
Right.
So that's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
put a
doing.
little spice to it. You know what I mean? I like that.
Because it's people in chat you don't have a face to the name for. And when I first started doing lives, there's only two other channels I was live. It's Catfish Weekly and Patriot James. Yakin with Sarah just quit doing lives before I started doing it, so I started on Friday nights. Then from there, I think it was Palmetto. I had him as a guest, and he started doing Sunday nights. Then he went hog wild. I mean, he just grew and just blew up. Then from there, it just all took off. But when I first started doing, talked about doing lives with someone told me don't conform to other people and have all the same guests that they're having up. I says, no, I ain't going to do it that way. I want to have people in chat and put their faces to the names where people can get to know them and get to see them. I didn't think about them starting live streams and everything else like that. But I'm glad I did.
There you go.
And look at it now. We got lives going everywhere.
Yeah. So what do you got scheduled for the future? Anything good?
I'm going to start doing more fishing and getting into some fishing tournaments.
Yeah,
I'm
but
going
I
to
meant
start
your
bringing
show.
back. Huh?
Are you gonna host any like you did last year? You had that the Channel Cat something or other.
I'm giving that one a break for a while. I'm going to try this Battleship catfishing tournament first, see how that works out.
Okay.
Because I want to get out and do some more fishing. Because last year, all those tournaments are taken away from me being able to be on the bank fishing.
Okay.
And after eye surgery tomorrow, I'm going to let my eyes heal up and get better. Then I'm going to start getting out, doing a little bit more fishing and do some live fishing.
Yeah, just don't push yourself. Once you get that surgery, make sure you're fully healed before you decide to start going out and doing stuff.
Yeah, because they're going to go. I'm going to go into the knife, and they're going to take out the old lens and take out the cataract and replace it, put a new lens in.
Okay.
So after tomorrow, I won't be wearing glasses, but I'm not wearing glasses right now because my left eye already had the surgery.
Right.
It's healing real enough to where I can see things, but with glasses on, I get a headache because I can't see. I can't see through the glasses
Right.
with my left eye.
Yeah, because you don't need the glasses. That's why.
Oh, I still need it for my right eye, but
Yeah.
so that's going to be taken care of in the morning at 7:05 in the morning. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this Battleship sounds like a lot of fun. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but Jody gave me that idea, and I just ran with it
There you go.
because it's going to be a unique catfish tournament,
Right.
and I'm going to see if John Parker can help me with that thumbnail.
Yeah, because the four boats competing on each side,
He does.
they don't know who their partners are. You know what I mean?
No,
He
they
does a
won't know.
great job with the thumbnail.
Not
Oh,
until
yeah.
after we announce it. But if we get more than, say, we get 20 people or 30 people that want in on it, we'll pick enough for 2 days. Actually, we'll put their names on a wheel and let the wheel pick them. And we'll have, I think, 4 or 5 for backup in case someone calls on last minute for bad weather or something. And we'll make it 2 Saturdays in a row for it. And I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. That Battleship, I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out.
So you and Robin would basically have the Battleship game, right?
Yeah, we'll have our kind of lads. How we're going to have our 4 contestants
Right.
placed on our pads or like paper or something, and say one of her people land a fish.
Right.
She can call out like H5 or A1, just like you would in Battleship,
Right.
guessing where the other guy's boat is.
Yep.
And that would be good because it's just like Battleship. You gotta call out a number to find out where they're at, and if it's a hit, you don't know which way the boat's going. If it's going horizontally or diagonally.
Right.
So your next one could be A3, and you'd be completely missed.
Exactly. Yep.
But each boat getting 5 hits, that's good. Brad says, someone better hope the bay's not on fire that week. But it's going to be a good tournament. I can't wait to see. We already got a few people that's interested in it.
Mhm.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it will be. So, with this, any last thoughts?
No, I just want to thank you again for allowing me the opportunity to come up here and say my piece about my channel. It's going to be starting here shortly. The only reason why we're starting it so late, like I said, I would have started the first week of April, but because of the river wars still going on, and I'm still part of the James River now, helping them guys out. That tournament will be April 16th. It's on a Sunday. They haven't given us a time yet. I'm guessing either 8 or 9 o'clock, usually around there.
You and Jeffy.
But then once we're back, because Jeff Beal and myself will be going down again, and we'll be fishing for Team James River against the Potomac. And the winner of this is like a Super Bowl. We have bragging rights for the year until it starts over again next year. Well, it'll start over again this year, but it ran late this year because of CatCon and all that, because this would have been done already. But understandable, things come up. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm probably more excited about seeing how many people are actually going to watch at that hour of the morning. You know what I mean? But you have a lot of people that work second and third shift. Like I said, I was one of them. And I always came home from work, whether I worked 3 to 11, came home, got something to eat, got cleaned up, sat down in front of the TV until just to wind down from the long day. When I worked 11 to 7, I was even a rougher shift, and it was the same thing. I come home, get cleaned up, get something to eat, and I'm watching the morning shows, and the morning shows are boring. I don't care who you are or what you are. They're just boring. It's a lot of nonsense. Most of it's news, and if you're like me, I'm not into drama. I don't want to know anything that's going on other than what I have to worry about. I have no control over what others are doing. You know what I mean? It
was not about fishing, camping,
to have
and
a
being
fishing show
outdoors.
to actually come home and watch. That might work out.
But you kind of like me. If it's nothing to do with fishing, camping, or boating, or outdoors, I don't want nothing to do with it.
You can ask Butterflies what's on my TV all the time. It's mostly fishing.
All the time.
So, what about you, Butterflies? What would be your final thoughts
On his show?
Yeah, being a guest up here. What's your thoughts? What did you have a good time? What?
Oh yeah, I'm so glad to be invited in, and it made me feel good. I mean, like I said, I get to see you guys, but like Ed said, everybody knows my name because I pretty much try to support all the people that are in the community. So I do hook into a lot of your different channels, and I always try to keep the chat going so that you get your algorithms and stuff, that they count on. So I said, yeah, okay, I can do that. As long as I don't have to say too much, I can sit there and listen.
I am going to try to do a show just for moderators to come up and talk.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
I just I've been trying to get moderators that are interested in it to contact me so we can get them up here and talking.
I think that would be a good show,
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do a lot for this show.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely 100%.
I don't have subscriber modes on whatsoever. They know what I want. They know what I'm looking for. They know how to protect this channel and keep it PG and family friendly. They know I don't do drama. They know I don't do any BS or anything like that, and they take care of it. And they
That's
know
what
they
you
can
want.
share out the links. Huh?
That's what you want.
Yeah. Well, I know I typically always watch your show, and I always enjoy it. So it's a
Mom.
good community. You guys have a great thing going here.
I have a. I know I may look like I have a lot of mods, but I don't compared to some shows. I have the ones I want and the ones I think will help me do what I want. Yeah, I just added 3 super mods tonight, but those super mods can time out regular mods. And the only ones that can time out super mods are me and Robin. So, and I trust those 3 super mods I have in chat.
There you go.
So, I pick who I want as a super mod wisely because I know them and I fished with one. The other one, he's been like a brother to me. The other one's a good friend, so I trust her, and that's the way it is. If I trust them, they become a managing mod.
That's good. You need people to watch your back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I have 4 of them, but he ain't in here tonight. I haven't seen him, but when he comes in, he knows he's got the power to take care of things. But with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go, and you all have a good night. Sleep well, and dream of that big flathead swimming in that river.
Thank you, Evan.
We'd like to thank everybody that came in the chat tonight, to listen to our little spieler here. But congratulations on that shirt and sticker pack. That'll be out tomorrow as long as I get your email address and shirt size. It'll go out first thing tomorrow morning.
He sent his email.
Okay, awesome. All right, Adam, thanks again.
Joe Ziegler said he sent you an email.
Awesome. That's what Butterfly just said.
Yeah, and he goes, your mod will keep your channel safe and keep out the riffraff.
There you go. That's what we want.
So, like I said, you get good mods like Annette, Joe, Tom, people like that, and Dustin. Don't worry about your chat. They got you covered.
Okay.
Brad's another good one. So, everybody, tune in next week for Tidal Weight Sinkers. Brad Cardell is a guest.
All right.
Nice.
So
that's a good guess.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah.
He was on last week, right?
Yeah, but he's going to be on just like Ed Evans, but he's going to be on by himself this time.
Right.
So you guys can ask him all kinds of questions you want.
Yeah. Because he does weights, I want to ask him about flux and lead.
I'm sure he'll be able to answer it, and he can even answer any other questions you have on catfishing as well.
I watch a lot of videos all the time. You know me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And anything that I could do to better my pouring of my lead, like certain temperatures are better for pouring than even higher heat. The stuff that you get, it's like a buildup, like
right.
rust and stuff like that. There's a way to get that out of your lead, and it's called fluxing. And they take wax and they actually put it into the lead while it's hot, start it, and then it burns. So you got a flame coming up out of your pot, and it gets all the impurities off the bottom of the pot and the sides, and it floats it up to the top. Now, if that's done, you scrape the whole top off and just discard all that stuff that's on top, and then you just have clean lead. Yeah.
Yeah, it even burns out the moisture that's inside the lead.
Yeah. So
any water in the lead.
I got some questions for him. Yeah, I'll ask him some questions. I know he makes the dragging weights too, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask him some questions on that because I buy them.
Get your questions ready.
Yeah. I buy my dragon weights. These have foam in the front, so they float up. So as this drags across the bottom, this is up off the rock. So any rocks that come along, it just slides through. So they're nice, but they're expensive. So if he's
Trust
making
me.
them, I'll be picking his brain out to find out how I can make them. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm
Hey.
excited for that show next week.
It's gonna be a great show. Then after that, I'm gonna have Epic on.
Oh, Epic Catfish, nice. Yeah, I heard he
So-
did a really nice job at the CatCon.
Yeah, he
His
did.
seminar was
I
like
just
top
wish-
notch.
I just wish I could have understood what he was saying. But
Thank
the live I
you.
was watching, there was too much feedback, so I just quit watching
Right. Yeah.
because I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, I there was two of them that I watched. I watched Stan's and I watched Dustin's, and there was too much feedback, and you couldn't really understand it. So
No, couldn't understand it, and that's what was really disappointing. Is I was watching them both and couldn't understand either one.
right,
All that feedback, I'm like, nah, I'm done. If I can't hear Epic talk and understand it, I'm not going to watch it.
right.
So
Yeah, they had a lot of problems because it's such a big venue. You know what I mean? You got
yeah,
so much going on.
it's all that metal.
Yeah, that too.
But with that being said, good night, everybody.
All right, take care.